All right, good day, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are with Colonial Marines. I'm actually going to be joined by several individuals so they can suffer along with this game with me. Still waiting for a few people to show up. So, I played this way back when it came out. I should probably have the webcam pointing at me instead of the wall. That might help. But yeah, I played it back in 2013 when it came out. Absolutely hated it. Now, we're coming back to it again. Actually, let's turn the light on. Come back to it again. See if it's actually gotten any better with time. Any better with co-op. But, yeah. And I don't know if it played any better than Call of Duty or anything like that. Alright, so I'm going to go back into the chat here and introduce the people I'm going to be spreading gaming joy with. Alright, so this is not going to be on the Xbox 360. This is the PC version. And so I'm joined by Akbar Fan. So I'm being joined by Akbar Fan, Joseph Fireseed, and Lucky Kennedy 79. Only one of those has the game. And hello, everyone.
And two of us don't have to suffer.
Yeah, thank whatever god you may or may not believe in.
It's pretty easy to tell who has it.
Am I on now? Sorry.
Yeah.
I was just more or less turning down the YouTube because I'm like a good 10-15 seconds ahead.
MechWarrior 5 is actually pretty good. It's not that much of a simulator if you play it on, like, easy, which I do. That's a game I kind of just forgot about. It's one of those games that you can't really finish unless, like, you really try. Because it gets really difficult towards the end, or towards the middle point. It's actually kind of funny. It's like, as you play it, years pass by pretty fast, so you start, like, in the year 3015, and at this point in the game, it's like year 3050. It's like my guy is now like almost 80. Like, oops.
Yikes.
But the game doesn't know that, so oh well. Announces the Tales of the Jedi, another Ahsoka prequel. God, nobody liked her. At least they shouldn't have. Okay, there he is. Darth Chihiko has arrived.
And White Dragon World at War was actually pretty good.
I remember the fucking Tales of the Jedi thing being announced, and they used the exact font as the original comic. And then they announced it, and I was ready to leap through my computer screen.
Yeah, it's one of those things. They always try to drag you in with promises of something halfway decent.
This isn't the first time Dave has done it.
And that's why, for me, I just have the EU, and that's it.
Same here.
Let's see, can I invite you to join? No, I can invite you to the various lobbies, so I think you just have to join from out of there. No! Cancel, don't leave, party. You barely
say what you
want to talk.
Like, say what you want about the prequels. I will say this. It brought us some of the best EU content.
Yeah, it brought the Mandalorians finally into being a real faction after all that time. I mean, and yes, we can hear you, TK4570.
Gotcha.
But why isn't he at his post?
I don't know. Probably off Jur. Never mind. Hey, they got a crossplay.
I'm just launching Colonial Marines.
That's the thing. The Stormtrooper armor looks fine, but the Mando armor actually looks like it means business and can block a blaster bolt.
Man, I totally forgot what the riff track joke was with the TK421 and all that stuff. You know, the only joke from New Hope that I'm still one of the main ones is when like those stormtroopers were running through the halls. My pants are plastic, my helmet's tight, my balls are swinging from left to right.
Oh dear.
Oh my lord.
I never actually watched that. The only parody I ever watched was Thumb Wars. I don't know how many years ago this was that it came out.
That was like the late 90s, I think.
That might have been the only time I watched it. Okay, we got everybody. All right. I do not know how.
That review I mentioned the Thumb Wars guy that helped write Jimmy Neutron.
Huh. I never really cared much for that show.
to be fair. How
If
old
I
were you in
remember
2001?
correctly, the fucking TK421 was originally what's called a callback to THX1138, which was Lucas's first movie, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It was.
Along those lines.
Yeah, Thumbworth. Luke, I am
I
your
keep using
mother.
keys that are...
Oh my. Okay, of course it has to find that last person who doesn't exist. Please let me just be able to play with 3 people. Because if that doesn't work, I'll just have to play the single player and suffer as generic dude.
Wait, seriously? It won't let you play with 3 people?
It should.
We're just waiting for it to search.
This is gonna be hilarious if we find somebody that's still playing this game. It's just like, who the fuck?
Yeah, who's playing this in 2013? Fuck. Whatever the fuck year this is.
And the fact that they have nothing to do with you.
Oh, it is actually starting.
On
No!
PC, no less.
Oh yeah, I gotta mute that.
Oh, something's starting.
My unit has suffered immense casualties on assistance aboard the USS Sulaco. Of the survivors, myself, 2 human females, one of which is a child, and a damaged synthetic. Consider all Colonial Marines dispatched to LV-426 to be KIA. Repeat, all Marines dispatched to LV-426 were KIA.
Boo! Gearbox sucks. So all the real people who made the game.
Rise and shine, Marines. This isn't a drill and you aren't in Kansas anymore.
The Derek Phillips.
On your feet, Marines. For any new recruits, I'm Captain Cruz, and you are my crew on the USS Sephora. We responded to a distress call sent out 17 weeks ago from the USS Sulaco. Rhino 2-3 went in first and encountered heavy resistance. You are the last of the battalion to get popped out of cryo. So I don't want to hear any bitching because we let you lugheads sleep in late. Get combat ready, and I'll see you in the hangar in 20 mics.
And since it's 2012, we have to say the word mics now.
Name and rank? Corporal Christopher Winter, 118th Battalion aboard the USS Sephora.
Corporal Winter, I'm sending in Rhino 2-1 to reinforce 2-3. How you feeling, kid?
I'm feeling good, Captain. But I'm worried about 2-3.
That's good, because I'm sending you in to catch up with Rhino 2-1. We're trying to get the Sulaco flight recorder so we can see who caused this.
Sir, what happened in there?
Let me shit the bed. Attention, chicks and dicks of the USS Sephora! As of right this second, Rhino 2-1 and Rhino 2-3 are fighting to get a hold of the situation we're in. We don't leave Marines behind. Over the next 2 hours, we're gonna send a series of dropships over to aid with Kazovac on the USS Sulaco.
Sir, the Sulaco was reported last seen over Fury 161. How is it back over this planet?
Lieutenant Reed, thanks for the interruption. We don't know how that boat got back here. Right now, we're worried about what's killing our Marines in there. This is a liquid situation. Information to follow as it comes online. Ready up. Good hunting, Marines. Hoorah, Dash! Hoorah!
This is about as bad as I remember.
Listen up. What I need right now is information. No heroics, no bullshit. I need you to be my eyes in there. Report back anything you see so I know what I'm up against.
Roger that. Tell Rhino 2-1 I'm en route to their location.
Oh, God.
Crazy Bitches, the anime.
Crazy Bitches, the anime. See, I'd rather be thinking about that than Chicks and Dicks. Who wrote that and why? Makes my...
I don't know.
Who wrote the game's story?
Makes my brain and my balls hurt. Okay, so one of you has a mohawk and one of you is a gender pretender.
Oof, I'm playing with inverted controls. Or uninverted controls.
That's just the worst thing ever. Did not pay full price yet. I think somebody gifted me this PC version. I got... Okay, cool. I appreciate it. Because I got the... Where you going?
I got this from the summer sale recently.
Yeah, so you'd only want to pay like $1. I got the Xbox 360 copy for my birthday, mainly to get the swag, and the swag was better than the game.
Oh, you keep your customized version. Nice.
I know how to use a current objective game. Thank you. See, that looks cool, but why is the ship so... Ah, crap.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. Essentially, is this the actual story, or is this like one of those like multiplayer sort of?
No, it's the actual story.
Huh. You can just play with friends.
I'm pretty sure it's just the story.
Yeah.
This isn't like Resistance 2 with its like co-op mode. My gosh, Resistance 2. That was.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking about Resistance myself, about how that is a game that did not have a very good story, and that's why no one cares about it anymore.
Continuing on to the Sulaco.
Yeah, the writer was working fucking overtime because he was working on the Ratchet and Clank series, like he was trying to keep that all together.
Oh yeah, Ratchet and Clank. I mean, in Insomniac games, they didn't even have professional writers there for a while. The original Ratchet and Clank games were just more of, they built the levels and all that stuff, then added the story later, which I kind of missed the old. I kind of missed the old. Yeah, they were talking about when they were doing like the Spider-Man games, like early days and all that stuff. And I kind of missed the early Ratchet and Clank days when it was more sophomore humor, kind of like a subtle. Well, I get some subtle sophomore humor and like jabs at like capitalism, sort of like gone nuts.
No.
Apologies, I just threw the grenade. Trying to hit the flashlight.
Oh, we're all dead now. Thank you.
I wonder.
You're welcome.
The bullshit bomb. What a load of bullshit. Didn't get hit by fucking Ratchet.
Nice.
I got an unidentified.
Let's see. It'd been better played if it was like Left 4 Dead. Yes, it would be.
Is your Blarg's Gone Wild tape scratched from overuse? But it's time to turn that dial into something dangerous. Time for some real action. It's time to blow it up!
And yeah, Anthony Jordan, do not ever contact an ex. If your ex is contacting you, run screaming in the opposite direction.
First block them and then run screening.
That works too. I love the fact that we're in the future and yet we still are using 1911s. It's beautiful. Although,
nothing beats a 1911.
Yep, I got a couple of those.
Well, he ain't saying much.
Then find me a half.
Although,
I still think we should be using the bar.
You know, the H bar exists. It's $10,000, but it's still there. You know, that is definitely not America's ass. Just saying.
I'm sorry. I want to just quickly go back. What was your complaint about the Resistance again, Lotz?
The story was just really, really bad. They didn't know what they wanted to do with it, and so it wasn't a particularly tight.
If we're talking about like the storyline in like, okay, so like especially the first game, I can kind of agree with you on that one. What was really going for it was like, if like me looking throughout like all the alternate history stuff, like World War I starting because France and England invaded Togo. That's what kickstarts World War I instead of Archduke Franz Ferdinand's death.
See, that wasn't bad. It's just like, okay, wait a minute. You're gonna have the U.S. military invade England without any intelligence at all. Basically, it wanted to be Halo, but it didn't know how to be Halo. And so, I see some of that points. Yeah, it failed to be
Halo. The lead
Halo.
up to events was, the whole story and everything that was going on with it was pretty cool and all that stuff. But there are elements where it's just like, yeah, they just were kind of didn't know what they kind of were writing themselves in the corner in a few places.
I forgot how ass the graphics are for this game, just saying.
Yeah. It did not age well.
Isn't the fucking AI bugged because of one letter in the
It was
code?
it was a period.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Someone had to make an overhaul mod to fix it.
Yeah, which we're not using. I want to show this game like it was meant to be.
You know, I can imagine the person scrolling through the code and seeing the period and being like, really?
That was probably the reaction.
Jesus.
Trust me, I do coding for a hobby, and as soon as I saw that, I was just, as soon as I heard about that, I was like, yeah, I can believe it.
Camera.
A
camera? Oh my. So like, they're doing xenomorph snuff porn, huh? I'm not surprised.
Sure.
I mean, let's face it, Wayland Yutani might as well be from Southern California, and they're probably into that sort of thing.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Let me see here. Sideshow Bob steps on a rake. Makes AVP 2. The AVP 2009 is not a bad game. It's just not a very good game.
I never heard anything truly about it.
To be fair, I think we'd all rather be playing AVP 2009 than this.
Okay, I forgot how to bring up. Okay, that was not what I thought that was.
I bought AVP 2 for PC, and I was just recently replaying it. It's awesome.
How much game a bitch to get running?
Not really.
Yeah,
just
how much did you pay for it?
I paid about $30.
Okay, it's not too bad. That's less than what it was when it was new. Man, I remember I was
60 then.
It was 50. $49.99.
Gotcha.
I just find this absolutely crazy in the fact that it's just like, was this one of the first games to really be like a whole false advertising sort of situation with E3?
No. I think Watch Dogs was first.
Yeah,
wasn't Watch Dogs like the same
maybe
time?
first, but this was the most egregious.
With all due respect, sir, my squad means you shut your goddamn mouth and
Then follow orders.
Actual out.
Actual out.
Wow, Cruz already makes me want to blow him up with a grenade.
Well, I almost accidentally blew you all up with one.
I almost killed myself with a grenade by accident. So.
Are y'all using mouse and keyboard or controller?
I'm using controller because I have to type all day, and I get to go to work tomorrow too.
I use mouse and keyboard.
Keep an eye out for Bella keys.
It's
Yeah.
2 against 1.
For me, it depends on the game.
Thanks, O'Neill.
So you guys are gonna think I'm weird, but I can't play uninverted anymore.
Don't think.
I never could, so don't feel too bad.
I still play inverted, but mainly on N64 games.
No, I mean like every game I play has to be inverted or else I can't play it.
There's a progression bug in the human campaign. I remember that. Let's see. Alien TV show. Good God, that's going to be crap. And yes, I did collect the Kenner action figures. In fact, I have pretty much all of them. I did a whole series of videos well over 10 years ago called the 17 Days of Aliens, where I would review for 17 days straight a new action figure. So,
oh yeah, I watched those like last month.
Yeah, it was a long, long time ago. Back in a galaxy not so far away from this one.
If I remember correctly, you were in the videos. You like had some of the older stuff.
Yeah.
No, I need to watch. I need to watch the Hack the Movies review of both Alien 3 and director's cut of Alien 3 still. Because it was like a running gag with Tony from Cinemassacre and all that stuff. It was just like he and his buddies are like saying like, okay, we're doing Alien 3, and then they suddenly got like they pulled up an neuralizer, and then they reviewed Men in Black, and then they were just like,
yeah, please.
They eventually did do
I don't
the
know
only
why
saving grace about this game was on Wii U. The actual Wii U you could use as a motion tracker.
See, that sounds kind of neat. I've got a friend that actually developed for the Wii U. In a game called Space Hunted, which is like a Metroid kind of thing.
I would actually love a fucking motion tracker in real life. The one from either Aliens or Alien Isolation.
Because the only problem is like not picking up random air movements and crap like that. You know, I hate to say it, but this isn't so bad. I mean, it's not very good, but I mean, it's not that awful.
It gets far worse.
I think it's just everything coming together is what really just drove it downward. Like at this moment, it's like starting off. It's not bad. I'm not seeing too much problem, and then it's just everything that stacks on more and more.
Tolerance stacking.
Gonna need some heals, man.
The story being,
who needs healing? Oh, there you are.
Story being like crap and all that.
The baby Jesus
being totally screwed up. Just the fact that the game gets very. I think, does this game have a repetition issue?
Yes.
I just don't remember. It's been so long.
Like, the only part I've heard people can agree on is, like, good, like in a genuine way, is, like, when you have your guns taken away and you're running from a big fucking alien.
Yeah, the blind one. Pfft.
Isn't that the one where you get stuck underground?
Yeah, you're like in the sewer or some shit. It's like the blind one. Did I get face hugged all of a sudden? He's got bad eyesight. He's got to wear contacts.
You know,
Would direct sunlight kill the blind one?
The vampire xenomorph? Dracula. Okay, so like, there's your perpetual motion machine. Dracula gets face hugged. Chest burster pops out. He immediately heals because he's magic. I'm down. And you just keep doing that over and over again. That's the grim derp.
Well, the alien would slowly die over time.
I forget the Simpsons quote. I forget the Simpsons quote, but it's like Lisa's perpetual motion machine.
So I was just noticing, one thing you can't do in here is shoot the lights out like you could in, was it 2013 or 2009?
You could do it back in 1999.
This game is 2013, if I recall.
Yeah.
Which one was the AVP game? I forget.
2009.
No, it's 2010.
Yep, that one. Oh, that one, yeah.
I find this absolutely insane. This game is like one of the last on those current generation of consoles.
You didn't want it.
At the time, the PS3 and the 360 era.
It should have stayed on the PS2.
I was still in my mid-20s when this game came out. That's the scary part.
I'm 24 right now.
I was about that age, I think. Yeah, I was!
I was finishing up high school when this game
You were
came
24.
out.
Yeah, I was 24. I remember that.
I'm 28 now.
That's not that old. See, eventually you'll be in your 30s.
I think I was in, like, grade... I can't remember what grade I was in, really, when this game came out. Like, I knew I was maybe late elementary.
Oh god, don't say that. That makes me feel even older than I already am.
I just don't know. I wasn't really much for the Aliens franchise and all that stuff. You know, I just never watched the films and all that stuff. I have gotten around and watched both Alien and Aliens, but
Have you watched the special edition?
Yippee-ki fucking A.
It's one of those cases like it's just one of those things like isn't there like multiple versions of like some of these films or something, like it's like Blade Runner. Oh god, which Blade Runner?
Okay, with Aliens there's only 2 cuts. With Aliens
there's
only
director.
2 cuts. With Alien 3 there's only 2 cuts. And in Resurrection there's only 1 cut, thankfully.
No, there's a director's cut. I have that.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's on the quadrilogy. There is a director's cut. They add a couple scenes in. A random intro with a guy like eating like gum or something, and there's a xenomorph that he kills. No, it's not a xenomorph, it's a bug. He shoots like CG gum at, I think.
Oh, I thought that was a fly, that it looked like a xenomorph up close, but it was actually just a fly.
I think
I don't know. It's been a long
on
time.
DVD.
DVD, oh my god, it's 2001 all over again.
That's actually when I started getting. Well, remember, like DVDs, I think was like at late night. It was like '96 or something. Like Twister was like one of the first DVDs.
Okay, so my first 2 DVDs were Will Smith vehicles, Men in Black 2 and Wild Wild West.
Okay, I have a really funny story about Wild Wild West, but I want to quickly say this about DVDs. I didn't get, my family didn't get one until like mid-2002. I think the first DVD I had was Monsters, Inc.
Wow. I don't know why that guy just Aloha Akbar'd himself.
That was the dumbest decision he could have ever made.
Yeah, it's like, Aloha Snek. Never mind. That's racist.
He makes red shirts look competent.
Do you even move here, or does the AI move itself?
I think it does, because I'm not touching the controller.
There's no quick time events. There's no like quickly press X not to die.
This just reminds me of Halo 4 when Master Chief was trying to pull himself up.
Yeah.
That was the last Halo I played.
Man, that... See, like, for me, I was, like, still trying to figure out what to do in life.
We lost the flight, Rick. Keys.
By the way, speaking of Halo, it totally did not deserve its ratings.
Speaking of Halo, they just hired a ex-Bungie employee to do more with the campaign, I guess.
Ugh, 343.
Basically just a, okay, we don't know our shit, we need help.
Mm-hmm.
I just had to say, okay, I know we've been like moving forward and all that stuff. I want to quickly go back because with something, because you guys were talking about like who wrote the screenplay for this or game or something. It's like, I don't know who, but I know like in some cases like a few of those James Bond games were done like Bruce Firestein or Furstein or something. He like he helped write like Tomorrow Never Dies and The World Is Not Enough. So it's just like, oh shoot, we actually got an actual Bond film writer.
Huh.
Doing some games, like doing the story for these games, like the remake for GoldenEye and Bloodstone.
You know, Bloodstone.
A guy named Mikey Newman wrote it.
Oh God.
That sounds about
Somebody named Mikey Newman wrote the story for this game.
The Mikey Newman. You know, you got a high quality writer and he doesn't even have a real name.
Okay, wait, who mentioned Bloodstone?
Me. I've never played it. I've never played it, but the funny part about it is the Judas Priest song. So every time I hear the name of that game, it's like Bloodstone.
Bloodstone was pretty cool. It was definitely a good story that was taking place between that wait between Quantum of Solace and Skyfall.
If we find ammo, I need some.
I could use some too. Oh wait, no, it's not 2020 again. When like 9mm was $40 a box.
Corporal Hicks.
Was it really? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to remember, what the heck, YouTubers I was watching that were like talking about like aliens coming. I think Angry Joe was probably one of them. I think that was like, you were real excited of this coming before, before eventually it did and all that stuff. And I think Rooster Teeth was also talking about it at times.
Oh, Rooster Teeth. Oh God. Why did I waste why did I watch 6 seasons of RWB? Why?
I bailed on Ruby after 2 seasons. I'm glad I did. I heard it went dark real quick. I'm just like, damn it! I thought this was gonna be just kind of like a little bit like Red versus Blue, and like, nope.
To be honest, I know nothing. Oh my God.
Like the storytelling quality drops off faster than you could say oobla dee oobla da.
The fuck?
I've never seen any
Klaatu reference you just made.
Actual out.
Kennedy, was that a Klaatu reference you just made?
What's wrong?
No, but Klaatu was mistaken for the Beatles in the 70s because they decided to pull a Daft Punk.
What kind of
But
sex? Get up.
Yeah,
the only thing I know about Ruby is one of my exes loved it, so that's it.
It was basically done by it was created by the guy who animated all the best fights in what's called Red versus Blue.
Yeah, Monty Owen, he tragically died from like infection or some medication.
Oh my God, it's Dead Space.
Does nobody need ammo? There's plenty in here.
Oh yeah, DC Comics and Ruby, they're gonna be doing a Ruby Justice League crossover movie. So it's like, wow, Rooster Teeth's kind of getting out there.
Yeah, but DC's
okay, how much dick is Rooster Teeth sucking currently to make that happen?
Owned by like Warner Bros.
All of it. Just all of it.
Not enough.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, I think they got bought out by Warner Brothers.
Yeah, because they.
I still want to bone Yang. Like that's kind of like a given.
I just kind of stopped following Rooster Teeth after quite a while, you know. Like I think 2017 is just like a lot of their videos I just started putting on to watch later and then watch later and then just I stopped watching. Man, I missed so much shit and like so much trauma that went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was caught in the middle of that fucking firestorm.
A lot of the original crew aren't even there anymore.
No, Bernie's gone. Joel Haywood's gone. You know, just a lot of those people. I still will go back and rewatch some older seasons and episodes of Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, I never got into that either. I had a friend who was really into Red vs. Blue when it came out. God, I feel old. Why is everybody younger than me? Fuck.
I was into Red vs. Blue when I was 9. I was watching it when it was first premiering in 2003. I don't know how the fuck I found it, but oh man, I'm so glad I did.
Yeah, I've been slowly watching Red vs. Blue, but a series I will binge on a dime is Freeman's Mind.
Transformers CGI TV show on Netflix. Oh yeah, Transformers Prime. See, that was actually halfway decent.
Again,
They only have one season on there.
Everybody,
Prime.
I know everybody talks about Prime and like stuff like, oh my god, this is like the best.
Okay,
and nobody wants Armada.
I have Armada on. I have the whole series.
Do you have it in like the original Japanese English subtitles?
I don't know.
Don't watch the English dub.
I'm trying. Well, when they were doing the English dub, it was like the early 2000s. So it's just like, okay, how much do you think they probably like were cutting and changing?
See,
Plus,
that's
it released in America first, actually.
Yeah, see, Transformers Armada was my introduction to Transformers in general. I was a little too young, actually, to see the original '84 version, but Armada was the first one I saw. I like it. I've been wanting to do a video on that for years, but I never had a chance to do it just because it can take forever. It has basically Optimus Prime with Alzheimer's, more or less.
I liked Armada because looking back, I'm just like, it's basically just like kind of Digimon in a way. It's kind of like the first seasons of Digimon. It's just like multiple smaller arcs with throughout an overarching story. Like literally, what's the planet eater?
Unicron. Unicorn?
Yeah, Unicron is essentially like the Dark Masters.
I know where that's from.
Yeah.
Unicron at the end of Armada is like the Dark Masters arc in Digimon. It's just like, no wonder I liked this show growing up. It was basically Digimon.
See, I never got Digimon. Like, I was the proper age to watch it. I didn't get it. I don't know what they're supposed to do. Like, why is there a digital world? Why are they little creatures that turn into, like...
Just accept it's the internet.
It was like... The first season actually had a lot of connections and all that stuff. If you paid attention to it and watched it, it's just like, wow, this is a really good mystery and story attached to this. You know?
I guess
especially
it's just
if you watch it in Japanese. The English dub, I will give it credit. It holds up a lot better than some other English dubs growing up. Like Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like freaking Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just like, oh, banished to the Shadow Realm. It's like, yeah, because 4 kids couldn't go around saying, you're gonna die if you participate or something.
Gonna send him to the next dimension.
Yeah, Digimon on the other hand was like, no, we show a kid getting run over by a car.
Oh wow, I don't remember that.
I did not know that.
Was it the Isekai van?
That's what?
Was it the Isekai van?
Oh my.
No. Wait, that Yu Yu Hakusho reference.
Mako Actual, we have arrived in the first cargo bay.
So I've not paid too much attention to the story other than that god-awful
It's a
cutscene.
fucking common trope in anime, like, whenever a motherfucker gets hit by a fucking car, he ends up in another world.
Yeah, no, that's that was Kenichi Joji's older brother Osamu who got hit and killed by a car, and that slowly it's actually kind of funny. Kenichi Joji's story in 2000 has a lot of similarities to Anakin Skywalker before the freaking Attack of the Clones came out.
Bruh.
Perfect. George Lucas is an anime fan.
Oh, freaking! I tell you, who clearly ripped off Digimon. The end of Adventure 02 is like all the kids grown up and they have families and all that stuff. It's like, motherfucker, J.K. Rowling stole from Digimon.
See, I never was really that big of an anime fan though, so I don't really know some of. I know what Yu Yu Hakusho is. I watched that back in 2004. I remember nothing about it.
Yeah, funny enough, the guy who created that is married to the woman that created Sailor Moon.
I literally have no idea what anyone's talking about here.
Yeah, you and me both.
Just go with it.
No idea.
Anime?
For a true sequel to Transformers Prime, I actually fucking would. Not gonna lie.
They do have a sequel to Transformers Prime.
No, we do not have that World Black Messiah. We do not talk about Grid 2015. The entire Transformers fandom doesn't talk about it for a reason.
I'm trying to remember. Was Prime the one? Which show was it that had
It was the one with the sexy knockout voice.
Yeah, the motorcycle you want to put the motorcycle where you want to check the admission standards on the. Never mind.
Yes, RC.
That is not at all what I was trying to say. I was trying to say which the Transformers show had the honest trailer guy, John. I can't remember his name, but he does a great.
Combiner Wars trilogy. Oh, fuck.
Is that the one he was doing?
That's the Machinima one. It was only for like the first.
Which one had him doing the voice of Optimus Prime?
The first part, the first trilogy, the first part. The other parts had Peter Cullen, thankfully, but even he couldn't salvage that train wreck. They even got fucking Mark Hamill to voice the Fallen, and Ron Perlman.
John missed Hicks's shotgun.
Oops.
Yeah, John Bailey. He was the honest trailer guy, and also was that great. Did a pretty good Optimus Prime impression. Well, Peter Cullen, but what was your guys' opinion?
The guy who voiced Megatron was genuinely. People always agree the guy who voiced Megatron in that trilogy was just fucking great.
That wasn't Frank Welker, was it?
No, it was not.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I saw some clips of that on YouTube. The Megatron guy was pretty good.
Frank Welker, man, Jesus.
Oh,
he's got to be like 80 now.
I remember. I went from the 2007 game straight to Prime, and like I remembered his voice not sounding that great in the 2007 game, and then it goes to Prime, and it's like, holy fuck! Like he genuinely scared
Frank Welker, I think, is in the late 70s still, which is kind of amazing. And also kind of amazing is that he's been the voice of Fred Jones and Scooby-Doo since freaking 1969, pretty much almost everything.
Which is kind of crazy.
He's been in his 70s for about like 30 years now.
Fred Jones? Fred Jones? Who the hell is that? No one's gonna get that reference to
like it's
Harvey Birdman.
Like I've always keep hearing like it's kind of like a unspoken word that just like every voice actor kind of agrees that Frank Welker is the king.
I hear it's a toss-up. People say it's either Frank Welker or Billy West.
See, the only problem with Billy West is I can recognize him pretty easily though, in every role he does.
Frank Welker, I mean, considering the sound effects, has anyone seen that clip of him, doing lion roars in a trash can for Lion King?
Yep, I've seen that.
I have not. I gotta see that.
That's just amazing. The fact that he's pretty much like every animal. It apparently now it's a toss-up between like if you want animal noise, it's either him or D. Bradley Baker.
Hey, clones aren't animals. How dare you? They're human beings.
Yeah, but he's also a fucking fish. Well, he was an East German Olympic skier that got switched to keep the Germans from winning the Olympics.
I'll take your word for it.
Although Klaus has really lost his accent over the years.
That stupid family dad, American, whatever the fuck. I know what you're talking about.
American Dad.
Yeah, that's the one. I never liked that show.
D. Bradley Baker. I actually greatly enjoy American Dad. It's like Family Guy has gone downhill. American Dad's kind of like found its footing, and it's been kind of going steady. There have been issues with the fact of with a long time, but it's like they haven't really been as. It's not as been as like a harsh punch as Family Guy was. Like Family Guy actually was pretty decent like those first few seasons, and then it's just gone really downhill, very mean-spirited and all that stuff. American Dad, at least it kind of started off as like being kind of mean-spirited, so it's just like you don't feel as the Smiths have all been terrible people since almost the very beginning.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you look at Peter Griffin in the first few seasons, and you look at him now. He's like a dick nowadays, but he wasn't as much as that back then.
No, he was a lovable moron, and he actually had some moments of brilliance. I mean, for God's sakes, he was able to turn the King and I into his crazy monstrosity and got a standing ovation for it. That's still a funny episode.
And think of this, though. That episode is almost 20 years old now.
The King is dead? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's a whole storm over here if you need it.
It's over 20 years. It's over 20 years. I think it was like 2000.
See, I will say this. I at least like Family Guy a bit more than South Park. I never liked South Park. It's one of those things, I watched it for a little bit just because it was the only thing on. But I would never go out of my way to sit through such a thing.
Want to know an interesting tidbit about South Park? They're intentionally trying to get fucking canceled.
Bip. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they've tried that for years. Freaking Bigger, Longer, and Uncut was basically like they were thinking that their third season was just like, okay, we're probably on our way out, so here's the middle finger for you all while we're leaving.
See, like, it took me a stupid amount of time to realize that was a dick joke. I was like, oh, I get it. I was like 30 when I figured that out.
I still love the behind the scenes when they were doing the second game, the fractured butthole. It was like the original title was Butthole of Time, but it's like MPAA or whatever, the ratings board wasn't gonna like let them like could use butthole. So like Trey Parker spent the whole day trying to think of how to use butthole.
No.
Well, believe it or not, the N64 FPS South Park game was originally called South Park Deep Impact.
Oh my. 64 bits deep, eh?
Oh wait, wasn't it like I'm trying to remember now. I can't. Oh fuck me, I can't remember now.
No thanks, I'm good.
Let's see. Apparently Frank Welker also did the voice to the Screaming Snakes in Anaconda. Anaconda, J-Lo.
He was also the spiders in Eight-Legged Freaks. Has anyone seen that one?
No, I have not.
I still have it on VHS.
You have that on VHS? What the heck?
Well, my dad still has Star Wars Episode, or A New Hope on beta tape and Laserdisc.
Nice.
I have it on Laserdisc.
I still have the original trilogy on VHS somewhere that had like at the start of it, it was like I think it was the special editions, maybe, I don't know. It was some version like at the start that had George Lucas being interviewed by Leonard Maltin.
Yeah,
Leonard Maltin.
That's the uncut 1995 VHS.
Oh shoot, I had all three of those.
Yeah, my dad has, there's like a 3-pack that has like, he has
That's the
2 of
reason
them.
why I know who Leonard Maltin is.
Same here. That interview was actually really good, not gonna lie.
Having some face hugger trouble, General?
Hey, you know, I'm single, so I need to have some fun now and again.
Oh yeah, would you believe it? Patrick Stewart was in an anime once.
Oh, what was that? Which one was that?
The Disney English dub of Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was cool.
That is like the most anime title of all time, though. It's like, Nausicaa? What the hell is that?
Actually, Nausicaa is Greek.
Oh. That's kind of like me thinking that some French game was Russian.
I've read the fucking manga, and I'll say this. It's Miyazaki's darkest work for a fucking reason.
Totally. Also,
Sure you're okay?
I was just about to say, like, you mentioned, like, French and Russian. I'm just like, yeah, would you honestly believe that, like, the Sonic Boom show was actually done in France?
Sacre bleu.
Likewise.
Not bad, Silver Wings. I've never even played the South Park N64 game.
Sure you're okay?
You're not missing much. Those games weren't. I mean, Matt Stone and Trey Parker were basically like they were just signing the checks at that point.
I mean,
if I remember correctly, Polygon Pictures did Transformers Prime, which they also did Star Wars: The Clone Wars and the Combiner Wars trilogy, if I'm not mistaken, and the new War for Cybertron trilogy as well.
The new War for Cybertron trilogy looked like they just took toys and made them the models.
I know.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a bad thing.
It's a really bad thing. Like, you can tell they were not made for animation. You can just fucking tell.
Well, I mean,
because I was honestly thinking it's just like, what, we taking like newer models where it's just like, oh shoot, it's like these things are worth like.
they look like toys.
If you are gonna watch the Netflix War for Cybertron trilogy, watch it in Japanese, because I'll say this: watching it in English is painful.
Bushy.
This is what I was saying earlier about early English dubs of anime and all that stuff. Like,
I like some.
The Sailor Moon anime from the 90s, like the Cloverway and DIC and Cloverway dubs. Look, if people are gonna say like, oh, you should watch it, it's like you should only watch that if you grew up with it. If it's a nostalgic connection and all that stuff, you can watch it that way. If you're someone like me who's just already watched it all in Japanese and is now watching the Viz dub, it's just like it's hard to go back to that one because they pulled the teeth out of so much.
It's like watching the fucking Harmony Gold dub of Macross, which they turned into Robotech. Oh god.
Or
Hey,
how
I
about
like Robotech.
Hey! You want to piss off every English-speaking anime fan? 4Kids One Piece dub.
You know, I knew one person that watched.
I wouldn't know.
That is truly painful. But
I've only known one person who watched One Piece.
Like, the only way I will enjoy fucking Robotech is through the books, which were written by James Luceno and Brian Daly.
Yeah, I need to read those.
Yeah, I've got the PDF files if you want them.
You'll have to take a
I'm
look at
aiming
it.
right at this guy, but doing no damage.
Well, you don't believe strongly enough. Your belief will conquer bullets.
I also got the PDF files for the 3 Transformers novels set before Prime.
I've actually read some of those. They're not very good, though.
Oh, Epic Jason X9000, if you're watching this, oh my god, thank you for bringing this up. Oh, I was so excited to hear that news.
I've only
Castlevania
read
Nocturne.
Exodus, and I actually like Exodus.
I was
many
complaining
reasons.
about Castlevania. I'm just like, they're stuck doing Dracula's Curse for too long. You know, they're stuck doing Castlevania 3 storylines. Like, no, flash forward. I want to do like a Rondo of Blood and Symphony at Night era. You know, with Richter and Alucard and all that.
Sorry,
Maria.
Joseph, I needed to kill
And I'm
them.
just like, yes, yes.
Alucard. It's
I
like
would
Dracula,
love to
but
see
backwards.
I would like to see something based off of Castlevania 64.
Wasn't Epic Jason in this server a while back, but he kind of disappeared?
I do not know. I just haven't had time to really focus on Discord. Because working all the time, you know.
The reason I ask is there was somebody I got into an argument with about Doom Eternal before it came out, and that name sounds familiar.
Oh, I don't know. Wow, Doom Eternal, that was 2 years ago. Good God.
But yeah, Lotz, hope you enjoy those despecialized editions of the original trilogy.
Oh yeah, I've actually seen a number of different cuts, and that one actually looks pretty good. My favorite cut will always be Adiwan, though.
Oh,
yes.
Yes! I can't wait for Return of the Jedi. I can't.
I want to see those B-Wings in action.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
Actually, I watched the first Adiwan around the time this game came out. And it's like when those TIE fighters come up at the trench run battle, it's like, holy shit! Like, because I did not know what to expect.
I know, that was one of those things that I was just like absolutely blown away when I first saw it. Is like the TIE fighters, like, okay, I've seen the original, I've seen like the special editions like so many times, I know what's coming and all that stuff, and then just suddenly the Imperial March and like 40 TIE fighters flying in.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Okay,
so
now I see why it's
epic.
Now I know why this was like some crazy edit and all that stuff. It's like, oh shit, these people were working hard. And funny enough, Adiwan was like complaining when Rogue One came out. He said, "Fuck, I was so close." We first see the Death Stars hovering over a planet, and he said, the original idea I had for the planet before changing it was gonna be it looked almost like Scarif."
Huh. Even though I don't like Rogue One, I never even finished it. When that guy took out his space bow and shot down an aerospace fighter, I was like, done. I just can't take it seriously.
Like felt the air and shot down the TIE fighter.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
That's like shooting a jet down with a Car-98.
Yeah, it's like, I can't take it seriously now, because it's like, come on, man. It's a space bow. I don't care if he use the Force or not. It's like,
Please tell me you at least watched the space battle above Scarif sometime afterwards.
nope. I have not seen any of that movie past the time he does that.
Oh my
The
god.
space battle above Scarif is actually really good, not gonna lie.
It gives almost the Battle of
It
Endor a
is.
run for its money.
I wouldn't say
wait a
that
minute.
much, but it is fun.
I did see a piece of that. Is that the one where they rammed some ships into another ship?
Yeah, that's where they use the Hammerhead Corvette.
God, that was stupid.
Old Republic. No, I thought it was pretty cool. And the
I mean,
fact that
come
they used
on. Why would the ships be that close to each other?
They used the archive. I don't know. It's been freaking Imperial Star Destroyer Doctrine or something. I don't know.
Nobody would ever do doctrine like that. I mean, come on. Today, no.
Remember, Tarkin's doctrine was to build a giant fuck-off battle station and use that as a fear tactic.
But see, that makes sense. That's a strategic weapon. But like,
Sounds
okay,
like something the Klingons would do.
when you've got,
I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack. I know, because I'm gonna bring up Rise of Skywalker, so nobody say anything yet.
Oh,
I'm
my
just
Lord.
saying the Death Star honestly fits perfectly with Palpatine's ideas of basically he would rule over the galaxy of just nothing but ash, then not rule at all, because he thinks he's fucking God.
No, he was preparing for the Yuzong Vong.
Exactly.
If Disney had actually used the Yuzan Vong.
I would have left.
But
Oh yeah, want
no.
to hear something? I believe they were going to bring in the Yuzong Vong and TCW, but Dave Filoni wanted to remove one of their key attributes, their immunity to the Force.
because
that really would have ruined them, because that was
Thank
their
Christ
whole main
that
thing.
show was canceled.
like. Oh, never mind. We've already gotten into this argument before.
Yeah,
Wait, did we all die?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I can't believe we're being taken out by people in baseball caps.
Hey, freaking Epic Jason. Look, I liked Rise of Skywalker because it did remind me a lot of Dark Empire.
Shame
I
filled
just
this.
blew
Oh,
that
I'm
dude's
dead.
leg off.
I personally though would have made a lot of changes to Rise of Skywalker. I will admit that.
Hey,
Rise of Skywalker doesn't count because it's not the EU. So
I've been reading Dark Empire lately. It's like, why do people have complaints with this? It's pretty fucking good, not gonna lie.
Yeah, there's a joke on TV trope that like Dark Empire was George Lucas' favorite comic, which either means it's great or George should stay the hell away from everything now. At this point.
And thank you, Lucas Koval. I'm not gonna be able to get one out in July just because I'm gonna be busy studying, but gonna get Halo 2
I
out
started
in
studying
August.
for that.
Nice.
I'm actually gonna make a really fucking bold claim. TCW has worse filler than fucking Naruto and One Piece.
Seeing I've never seen either one, I'll have to take your word for it. One Piece is like 8,000 episodes or something. It's like, how do you get that many episodes out of a pirate anime?
I have no fucking idea.
Why would you want to do that?
Here's the thing, at least Digimon, Sailor Moon, they were shorter. Although Sailor Moon has... Okay, look, if you were complaining about the Clone Wars having filler issues, yeah, Sailor Moon, the 90s anime, I think has it kind of worse.
Well, how many episodes does Pokemon have?
I don't...
At least Pokemon, it is a little more clear about where everything is. Like, at least it's, like, separated throughout, like, the regions and all that stuff, the generations.
The Kanto region. The only one I care about.
Yeah, personally for me it's Kanto and Johto, because it's just like once Misty left, I'm like, I'm done.
See, people always got thirsty for Misty, but for me it was always the Jessie character. Give me a big boob redhead any day. I think we all died.
I died.
Yeah, we died too.
Yeah, we all went down.
Oof.
I don't know, I didn't go down.
By stormtroopers.
Can somebody please quickly explain to me the story here for alien Colonial Marines and who the fuck these guys are that are shooting back?
They're just fucked.
Oh, they're
PMCs.
Yeah, they're just Wayland Yutani.
Yeah, Wayland Yutani mercs. The thing is, they were established in some of the RPG supplements, but the fact they'd have them being attacking like Marines seems kind of stupid. And why they have this many.
I'm officially putting you two on mute.
And the
you
Galaxy...
guys have your opinion, but I liked Misty.
Yeah. You know what the funny part is, though? I look back at that show, and hold on a second. Galaxy's Edge, I've never... Oh, wait. I think that there's two different Galaxy's Edge. There's a Galaxy's Edge, like, attraction at, I think, like Disney World or something. And so that's, like, supposed to be kind of like Star Wars, but not. And then there's another military science fiction Galaxy's Edge written by a guy named Nick Cole, which, those are probably okay, although I don't like them, because I find them kind of boring. But if you're into, like, really hardcore military SF, then, they'll probably be pretty good. And,
doesn't like that Star Wars hotel have like a $5,000 drink?
Yeah,
yes.
Cruiser and all
Yes,
that
it's
stuff,
disgusting.
I
Like,
wouldn't...
what is that? What is in that fucking drink? Pure cocaine?
It's probably just
That
Disney
would be
employees'
kind of funny.
piss, just
Ew,
because
my.
they're making fun of you for spending $5,000 on a drink.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
To be fair, there's some ridiculous shit out there that's selling for God knows how much money that the freaking Earth's billionaires pay for, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Remember, the doors fly open in the middle of the night for roleplay, and God knows what will little Timmy see when Mama and Papa start roleplaying as Anakin and Padme.
Oh my. Wait, one's gonna be really whiny, the other's gonna be a bossy bitch. Never mind. That's sexist.
One will be a paraplegic.
Lord have mercy.
Or better yet, Han Solo.
I don't think anyone would. I don't think the case of Galactic Star Cruiser, anyone's going to be willing to maybe try any of that stuff because they're thinking, is there a camera in here? There might be a camera in here.
Yeah, that would be creepy. I don't want people filming me engaging in any activities. And catch and I'll take a look at that.
Partially, I wouldn't truly mind in one aspect, because it's like if they were recording me in the Star Cruiser, it's like, hey, look, I'm on the Truman Show.
You know, I've actually
hey, my
rewatched
performance
some
is
of
good
that.
enough.
Wait, say again?
That could easily be a fucking horror movie. Like, you could recut that to be a horror movie.
Oh, the Truman Show? Oh, totally.
See, I was thinking about something with that. All the people that pretended to be that guy's friends must be literal pieces of shit human beings to do that. Like, who would lie to somebody that much? Well, obviously, people do it all the time in real life, but it's like, man, it's like, that you gotta be a real piece of shit to do that.
Like, that is a level of evil that would make, like, even Stalin blush.
The freaking, they got to be paid very well. I mean, remember the funny part about the movie is that his dad walked out on him to the contract dispute.
Well, even then, like, his supposed wife, like, how many thousands would she paid per, fun time? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I have no earthly idea on
See, like, although if I was gonna get, like, a, celebrity wife, give me, like, a, prawn actress, just saying. Just saying.
Too used up.
You never know. I don't really know, though.
Oh my.
If I could be any celebrity, I'd actually probably kind of like be Justin Bieber in a way. It's just like, okay, now, like, I'm a popular singer, I can do like a bunch of cover songs of songs I love. I'm gonna make people enjoy living daylights. Aha is gonna make a comeback in this country, and I'm gonna help kickstart it.
I guess that's one way to do it.
Interesting.
It always could be crazier. The fucking Carpenters did a fucking 7-minute epic.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, this is awkward now.
I have no idea who the Carpenter. Oh, are you talking about like freaking John Carpenter?
No, I'm sure they're like a 60s
no,
or 70s band.
It was the brother and sister duo.
Oh crap!
Like Stripes?
I am level 20 now.
No, this was like maybe.
Holy
late
crap!
60s
I'm like level
or
2. I'm like trying to pay
late
attention to
70s.
3 different things.
Okay.
You're level 2, John.
Yeah, I'm like paying attention to like
Aaron,
the chat,
I believe her name
y'all,
was Carpenter.
the game.
Oh, Epic Jason, Christopher Lambert. There can be only one.
Lambert, say Lambert.
Oh,
I'll kill
what a
you.
great movie that is. It's a great movie.
It's like Chowder.
I still need to see fucking I still need to see Highlander.
It's not bad, but it's not as good as people make it out to be, though.
Watch the first one, then just don't watch anything else.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that too many times. I remember one time me and my dad were watching TV late at night, and he let me watch RoboCop when I was 8 years old.
Tony from Hack the Movie says his grandfather let him watch RoboCop when he was 3.
I had a classmate who watched The Exorcist in kindergarten.
Yeah,
That poor bastard.
I was also one of those kids that got to watch the good stuff. You know, here's my thing.
I saw Species when I was in elementary school.
Holy shit!
Oh dear.
Wow. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck was wrong with your folks to let you watch that? I haven't even seen Species, and I freaking know that film is like, wow.
It's not as sexually explicit as you'd think. It's not that bad. There's like a little bit of tits and ass. Not much. It's pretty tame.
H.R. Giger is kind of sexually explicit. Look at the fucking alien. Its head is basically a dildo.
Yes.
Xenomorph. And then, you know, what is it that launched from the egg? Face hugger?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the face
it's a spider
hugger is
with a
basically the
vagina,
penis
so
in the vagina, I think.
The ovomorph.
Penis, face, vagina, neck.
That's like a band.
Okay, here's the
I
thing. You guys are all claiming. You guys are all claiming that your parents kind of like didn't really care too much about what you were watching at a younger age.
Oh, my parents cared. They
My
wouldn't even let me
My
watch.
parents did. I had to use covert methods.
My parents wouldn't let me watch Ed and Eddie because they thought it had swearing in it.
Oh yeah. No, Ed and Eddie was really tame. I had a funny thing. I saw Titanic when I was like 4 or 5 when my parents were out. And unfortunately, I went to the bathroom and it was drawing me like one of your French girls scene. For years, I didn't even realize that scene existed until I watched it years later.
Bugger.
Heck, late elementary school, early middle school, I watched the first Saw movie.
Jeez.
Manhunter
Here's the
at
thing.
9, man.
I had to fight my mother in terms of like getting games or watching certain films because of like the age. Like freaking Halo, I had to fight her to be able to play Halo because I was said that earlier that we didn't talk about, but I was just like saying freaking Halo did not deserve the rating it got. I don't think.
It's just the blood.
It's the blood and the flood in a way, but it's just like this game really does not scream M. This is not like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, you don't get to have sex with Cortana.
Silver Wings is totally right. They freaking made toys about RoboCop. What fucking kid was watching that?
Not me, but I would have loved to have the M209.
I had the RoboCop toys.
I meant like the late 80s, early 90s. What kids were watching RoboCop?
Me? I was in the early 90s.
Remember, they made a show about fucking Rambo.
Oh yeah.
I didn't watch Rambo until my 20s, just because I never really cared about it.
One show I do remember watching as a kid growing up was Star Trek: The Original Series.
Nice.
And I still remember the first episode I saw too. Mirror, Mirror.
I find that episode. I mean, I find the whole concept very funny. It's like, how do you define they're evil? They have goatees.
They have goatees and they show their arms.
It's a good audio-visual shorthand, but I still think like the Mirror Universe has so many unfortunate implications. It's like, if everybody's evil, how do you even have a complex society? I'm just saying.
Exactly.
If you read the novels, it actually expands it quite a lot.
Yeah, I read them. I just still think like they don't show it, and I'm glad they don't. But I'm thinking like, wait a minute, wouldn't they have like a lot of rapey going on? Just saying.
Yeah, I have to say,
Could be worse.
I watched a bunch of Next Generation episodes. I have to say, what was it was like season 7, I think. It was Worf. He gets caught in like a quantum stream, and then like reality keeps shifting for him. He keeps like jumping between like different realities, like a quantum quarter or something. Like this chain of events happen, and he ends up in this timeline.
Yeah, and one of them is like the Federation was taken over by the Borg.
And
Oh yeah, they got 20,000 hails at the same time.
Yeah, they did it.
Who's his name? Number 1.
Riker.
Riker. He's got the really crazy beard. We won't go back.
Yeah, that happens a lot to him throughout the multiverse.
And he even tried to. I think he even tried to shoot Worf's shuttle.
He did. Yeah, they did, and then they shot that Enterprise, and it blew up.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I always got mad about that. It's like, okay, wait a minute. Just beam like a pallet of photon torpedoes and say it's the best we can do. Sorry, just do it. Just do it.
No,
beam up some torpedoes, goddammit.
They weren't listening. They clearly were beyond hope at that point.
I don't know. If they got some torpedoes, they might not feel too bad.
Yeah, I picked up a flamethrower, so let me go in.
Yeah, right. The torpedoes that the Borg will quickly adapt to. Come on, or probably have already adapted to.
Anyone remember the finale for the Next Generation?
Yep, there were 3 Enterprises.
Yeah, and playing poker at the end.
You know what the sad part is?
The
That
most badass design of the Enterprise D.
I have I have a model of that, but that was the best ending to TNG because everything that comes afterwards, the Minion War, anyone, or the fact that like all these people die when you get to the Enterprise E, it's probably just have been better if that had been. It was like, stop helping, Picard. This is the best you were gonna get. Okay, Gianna Troi is not that hot.
Now.
Wait a second.
What the heck just happened? I blew up.
I love First Contact. That's great.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah, fucking First Contact. That is a classic, fucking classic in my mind.
I think the 2 best Star Trek films, apparently, I think most fans probably agree, is that it's Wrath of Khan and First Contact.
I have the First Contact poster from the 90s.
My second favorite Star Trek movie is The Undiscovered Country.
Yeah, it's also a good one.
Yes. I thought about getting the novelization of it too.
I have the novelization, and it actually Kirk's hatred of the Klingons is a lot more clearer in the book.
Yeah, because of Christopher Lloyd.
No, not just because of that. Because the Klingons also attacked a research colony his ex was on, and she ended up badly injured because of it. And many people fucking died, so he was really feeling the fucking burn.
Didn't that also happen to Picard?
In the movie, it did make his hatred of the Klingons a little apparent too.
hang on. What there was a
more
moment.
clear in the the book.
What was that? Which was the movie that had both Kirk? I mean, it had a
Generations.
Generations, aka the movie they made on crack.
Generations. Didn't like there was a moment some point like I think during the first third or something like it was like got really slow and like apparently something got attacked and Picard knew people there or something.
Yeah, the Amagosa
Yes, his family died.
Oh yeah, the Renee got burned to death in a fire.
Yeah, it was just like you guys were describing Kirk and all that stuff. It's like, didn't that same thing happen to Picard too, in a way, in one of the later films?
You know what the worst part is? Generations was the first Star Trek movie I saw in theaters.
Well,
I never saw a
like
Trek movie in theaters.
It's not like it's that bad. I mean, I've seen it, and it's just like it's all right.
It was trash. The real Star Trek Generations, Star Trek Federation. I'm rereading that book now. There's a scene in it where Picard is being attacked by like 3 Romulan warbirds. He decides to use inertia to win, and so he speeds up the ship, goes through the Romulan shields, which are configured for photon torpedoes, hits the Romulan ship, blows it up in one hit. Worf literally has a warrior-gasm. I'm not even joking. He like starts fucking singing.
Probably has a boner for Picard after that.
He's just so happy that Picard is on his level finally.
2 of 3 at 10. Wow. I was frozen today. Yeah, it's a classic. You know, I saw that movie when it came out, Suburban Commando, and I'd forgotten the name of it for years.
What the freak? I only know of that because of that Nostalgia Critic review.
Yeah, I know, and I'm glad he did the review just because I wanted to know what it was called. I did not watch it again though because it sounds god awful.
You're not missing anything. It's just one of those cases like you wonder. Well, actually, it's a pretty easy answer, but you honestly have to wonder. Some of these actors, like, why the frick are they saying yes to some of these films, like freaking Christopher Lloyd and Suburban Commando, or freaking Baby Geniuses? What the frick does he not read these scripts ahead of time or something?
It's called money. It's used as a medium of exchange for goods and services. The more you have, the more you can do.
Thank you, Homer's brain.
It wasn't just Christopher Lloyd. I think Hulk Hogan was
buy
also
lots of peanuts. But how? No, but I'm just like saying, did anyone ever see Home Alone Taking Back the House?
No, most assuredly not.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of things. It's funny, they had on Red Letter Media, they had Macaulay Culkin show up, and they were talking about that movie. And like, it was hilarious to watch with them.
But Macaulay Culkin showed up on AVGN.
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, they did rental reviews with James Rolfe, Macaulay Culkin, and James's buddies. We're all talking about freaking Big Trouble in Little China.
No, I mean like he was in an episode of AVGN.
Oh yeah, the Home Alone episode. Yeah, he was in that one. But
yeah, McCulkin really cleaned himself up.
Yeah, I'm glad he did.
A lot better than the John Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just saying.
Edward for a while.
I don't know what it is with the American Hollywood system when it comes to child actors. Because like a bunch of the kids from Harry Potter, all of them pretty turned out well. And I think my theory is the fact that the fact of the matter is that you can always fall back on theater in Britain, and it's seen as respectable. You have professional actors that will take time out of filming to do theater, like you had Hamlet with Patrick Stewart and David Tennant.
Or Return of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, it's on TV tropes. It's when Hamlet's about to step Polonius. But it's like, suck it, Picard!
See, I never got into the legitimate theater, except for the Planet of the Apes musical.
Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas!
That sounds fucking hilarious.
That's a great Simpsons joke.
I love legitimate theater.
The Simpsons have just... Oh god, there's so many fucking good jokes.
Yeah, all before 1997.
Yeah, especially first 8 seasons golden.
These graphics are so nauseating.
Then there was the time they went to New York and they accidentally predicted 9/11.
Possibly. That's one of those cases where, like, look, that's just some aspects of.
Turtles 2 had a trailer for Suburban Commando, apparently. Oh dear. I never watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, just the first one.
Fun note. Did anyone ever see the movie Meet Joe Black with Brad Pitt and oh god, he was in the 5th Transformers movie last night. Anthony Hopkins.
No, I have not seen that.
No, I have
It's
not.
it was a remake of that 30s film Death Takes a Holiday. It's actually a pretty good movie, especially if you watch the director's cut. But it's just like you don't really care much for the romance between Death and the girl. You care more about this kind of friendship that builds and respect that builds between him and Anthony Hopkins' character.
Huh. The only thing I know is the Simpsons joke of Meet Joe Blow, and that's it.
The thing is, Joe Black, Brad Pitt, he like meets the girl at this cafe, and he's kind of like this character in Burn After Reading in a way, and then he gets hit by a fucking car.
Oh, that's not
and then death possesses his body, and then essentially he's like totally different because he's now Death.
See, like that's kind of a dick move, though. I mean, at least it's not as bad as what Wonder Woman did to that guy.
Well, again, it's a remake of Death Takes a Holiday. Essentially, Death falls in love with this woman and takes the body of a guy that just got killed, and then essentially to try to be with her.
I have no. I guess that works.
Movie. It's a good movie, but I want to add on one thing. The fact of the matter is that was the first movie to have the Phantom Menace trailer. There were nerds that were buying tickets just to watch the trailer and then leaving.
And God, these people, they needed to get laid, seriously. I'm just saying. And learn how to use money. It's like your Phantom Menace wasn't even worth it. Just get the book like I did. And I was like 8, and I was smart enough not to do that.
The book. I remember the book. It was actually really good.
It was better than the movie. Introduced Darth Bane, all kinds of crap like that.
Yeah, Lucas collaborated a lot with Terry Brooks on the book.
I finished reading the Revenge of the Sith novelization. I wish there were some lines that they kept.
Oh my god, the Revenge of the Sith novelization. I fucking love that.
Freaking Anakin having awesome Bond-esque one-liners when he's killing the Separatist leaders.
No,
oh man, that would have been epic in the movie.
They said
Lord Sidious
in
promised us
pieces.
peace. The transmission was gargled. He said he wanted you to leave you in pieces.
Yep.
Shun Mai, you know the short little commerce guild woman. She's just like we were promised a reward, a handsome reward. Am I not handsome?
Oh god.
Wasn't there like a 4-hour cut of Revenge of the Sith?
Apparently.
I don't know if that's one of those cases like, is it worth it?
I don't think so.
Lord of the Rings, the extended editions are perfect.
Of which I couldn't sit through even the first one, but whatever.
I could sit. Well, if I have to pause because I have to go to the bathroom at times. But like, I could binge watch the whole day, freaking the extended editions.
And okay, so Wonder Woman, what she did is she had the dude from the first movie possess some random guy, and then fucked him. So that's essentially rape. Just saying.
And this is Wonder Woman 84, though.
Yeah. But it's okay because it's a chick.
I didn't see 84. I was kind of looking forward to it, especially when they were doing like the what was the trailer music? It was like I can't remember. How can I explain that song? I can't remember the song name for the life of me.
I have no idea.
Remix. Hang on, I'm gonna quickly look that up.
You know, I know this movie like almost famous, and the only reason I remember it is the trailer, like the trailer ending song, which was "Feel Flows" by the Beach Boys.
Nope.
Which was written by it was written by Brian's brother Carl, and yeah, he and Brian wrote some of the best fucking music in the band. And
Blue Monday by New Order. That was the song in the trailer.
New Order.
People.
Love and Mercy was such a fucking good movie, though. Oh
I know. You're welcome.
Once again, these are all human interest movies I'd never watch.
Kennedy found out about that movie thanks to me.
Yeah, it's too good. Like, what's called Paul Dano as Brian Wilson, and like young '60s Brian is just fucking on point.
See, like anything like that, I'd have to watch it if I had, like a girlfriend, because I would never watch that on my own. Just saying.
It's a good movie to watch on your own. It is the story about the Beach Boys, but it was basically about Brian Wilson and his battle with what was it, schizophrenia?
Yes, it was what's called the '60s part details how he made pet sounds and ultimately fell off the rails, while the 80s part is him meeting his wife Melinda and getting out of the conservatorship of his psychotic therapist Eugene Landing.
Who was played by Paul Giamatti wonderfully.
John Cusack did a good job. Really good job. Yeah, here's the thing. He actually really scared the real Brian Wilson.
I don't know if there's like some of those films, those actors where it's like you never think they're falling in a role. Like I think Christopher Lee's like one of them. Where like, did he ever truly fall in a role?
I don't know.
Even like those bad Mystery Science Theater movies, like Dr. Fu Manchu or something.
Yeah, I like Fu Manchu.
Was he phoning it in that one?
That was the best movie ever. No, it wasn't.
But
The
yeah,
episode
like,
was pretty funny though.
One of my
favorite
favorite.
Manos was just fucking boring.
I'm just gonna backtrack this a bit. But I fucking love like the little audio trick in Love and Mercy. What's it called? They use the actor's singing voice, but they mix it with the singer's singing voice. So it's like this blend of it. And it's and all the like session musicians, like the Wrecking Crew, are actual musicians. And they're actually playing the tracks instead of, miming to a recording.
It's fun,
interesting.
For a second there, I was almost got Paul Giamatti David Cross.
Let's see. All right, I'll bump
And
you
I'm
up a
just like,
little bit.
I tell you what movie he was phoning it in was probably the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies.
There shouldn't even that statement shouldn't even be made because Alvin and the Chipmunks doesn't need a movie or movies. Ugh, it's a sin.
There was 5 of those.
The freaking
5?
The animated one from the 80s was actually pretty good.
Wait,
in some ways.
I think there was 5, or was there only 4?
I think there might have been
only
4
like
of those
2.
live action.
Those movies were honestly kind of like a fever dream to me.
I'd rather watch Paint Dry.
I know that for a fact too. I was just like kept seeing the trailers for like more of them. I'm just like, good grief.
New York City. I've never even wanted to set foot in the East Coast of the U.S. So.
Oh yeah, Akbar, I actually made an extended cut of Love and Mercy, believe it or not.
I know you told me about that.
Oh yeah, fuck. Since
just
there's only like 4 deleted scenes. I didn't use the I get around bit though.
I tried to cut friggin' director's cut of the producers.
These are all movies that I know what you're talking about, but I would never watch them.
How hard was that?
Well, there were moments where I was just like trying to. It was kind of easy to splice in like this deleted like a King of Broadway musical number they did, which they should never have cut. I mean, I still love it. All I know is when you're on your 2 feet, that's the time you get up and shout, "Who do you have to fuck to get a break in this town?"
A lot of people.
I'm actually really tempted to do an edit of the 2007 Transformers movie just to remove all the cringe-inducing moments.
Hey, now that I can get
Funny.
behind.
But then again,
Transformers wasn't too bad. The first Transformers wasn't actually too bad. I remember seeing that one in theaters, and I don't think I saw any of the sequels.
The 1986 one is the equivalent of Game of Thrones at the time.
I gotta tell you though.
Characters faster than you could say ooh la la.
Okay. Let me tell you this. Transformers '86, I have to say, is a objectively bad movie. I know people love it, but I think it's god awful. After the first 20 minutes, it's terrible. It makes no sense. It just is random events happening.
They killed off all those characters because they freaking sell new toys.
Okay, let me do this real quick.
86. I find that hysterical. That it's just like you love them.
Okay, so I think we're back. Okay, and
the original DIC dub for Sailor Moon, because they weren't using any of the Japanese music, they were using their own, which is kind of funny because Digimon, they changed up the theme, like Butterfly and all that stuff, but in Sailor Moon they did the actual Sailor Moon theme song, Moonlight Detsuna, but they rechanged the lyrics.
I find it funny I'm
So
level
they got
20 and you
Stan
guys
Bush
are level
to
4 and
fucking
5.
sing
Yeah.
Sailor Moon. That's fucking.
Yeah, Stan Bush. It's like he gave Optimus Prime the power, and the touch, and he gave Sailor Moon the power. Because the song he did was "She's Got the Power," and it's a really cool. It's a really kick-ass. I'm linking that to you. I'm gonna link that to you.
You know, I'm gonna send that to my older sister because she's a massive Sailor Moon fan, and I'm gonna send her the touch as well, just for fucking shits and giggles.
I forgot this game had weapon customization.
God, my fucking older sister.
Who the freak cares? That's like one good thing out of this shitstorm.
let's see. East Coast. See, my only problem with the East Coast is horrible laws, very little individual liberty, stuff like that, so I don't like it for that purpose.
It could be worse. You could be living in Canada.
So, John, tell me if this sounds like accurate. The last, what was it, the TV show that's on Netflix? I forget what it's called, but it has to do with like monsters and stuff like that and teenagers.
Stranger Things?
Yeah, they went to an army surplus store, and after they left, some dude was just holding an AK outside the store that he just bought.
Yeah, like that's not that wouldn't even have been legal in the 80s. And so
I don't know what was that gun store that the freaking Terminator went to in '84.
That also wouldn't have even been illegal back then. See, I would like to have been able to live in the 80s just because culture was different. Although, I will admit, this is not me being woke or anything, but technically it would have been difficult if I were female. So, but as a guy, it doesn't matter.
Oh, freaking, there's a lot of issues in the 80s and all that stuff.
And the reason I say that is not to be woke.
The epidemic was at its height, and the fact that we did, like the freaking, the White House didn't even acknowledge it until like 85.
Yeah, but it's like, no, it's not like if there was a dim and... Anyway, never mind. I'll avoid that subject. The only reason I'm saying is that it would have been bad for chicks is just because my mother was alive back then and was actually trying to have a career, and she was constantly denigrated for that, so there's that.
Gas would have been cheaper.
Yeah, there's that, and also you could get foreign imports that weren't chopped. Foreign import firearms like AKs. You can get like an AK for $400 direct from China, actually manufactured with military tooling, stuff like that, you know?
And at least most of the stuff you got in the 80s, it was like coming from Japan, was like, oh, Japan? Oh, we can actually trust these guys.
Yeah. And yeah, the Uzi 9mm, I still want an Uzi. When I make it big one day, I'm going to spend $20K and get me a legitimate full auto. No, I take that back, because I don't want the ATF fucking with me, so never mind. My dream is dead.
You don't want them killing your dog.
I don't have a dog, but but yeah, I wouldn't want ATF.
Even having a dog can get itself shot because of, especially here in Texas, like freaking crazy bounty hunters and all that stuff come to the wrong house.
You know, I never heard that
Isn't
happen.
Dog the Bounty Hunter no longer a thing?
No, I think
freaking bail bonds keep hiring bounty hunters to find people, but it's just like the bounty hunters is just like, look, we're not dealing with like Django Fett or Dengar and all that stuff. We're talking about like crazy folks that have like no training whatsoever that think they think the next dog the bounty hunter.
Something like Cad Bane.
Oh god, I remember that.
Man, Cad Bane should have been the main villain for Book of Boba Fett. I don't even like anything from that continuity, but he was cool enough. And I'm not going to beat the game tonight. We're going to play a little bit more, but...
I loved he was back. That was great. I've enjoyed a lot of what Disney has done with Star Wars, and I know it's matter of opinion. I freaking loved that last episode of Obi-Wan.
That was pretty cool.
I cast thee out.
Fucking Hayden Christensen, just like it's just like, oh, at least they're freaking. I was like freaking Andor in Rogue One was like, I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old. It's just like I was defending the prequels for years.
I'm gonna cast thee out. Just like Reverend Lovejoy. But no, you can have whatever opinion you want, I don't care. I've actually gotten laid in my life, so I don't have to live vicariously through fiction.
I'm still married currently.
Good job.
Congratulations.
Congrats,
You got laid, unlike every Evangelion fan ever.
That's my favorite is
I'm slowly starting to lose hope these days.
Yeah, don't look. I didn't even get laid till I was 24, so don't feel too bad. So yeah.
I'm just trying. My opinion is like, look, I'm just trying to wait until after marriage and all that stuff and find the right woman. I'm just hoping to find the right woman.
Yeah, it can happen.
Less problems down the road.
Just avoid people from California. Every one of those people is a nut, and I know that from first-hand experience.
There's an alien melted into the floor right here.
I would be worried about all sorts of different places. My fucking aunt's freaking. I'm not going to go into personal details. But let's just say my family does not talk to my aunt much anymore, and has basically driven a wedge between my mother and her brother.
Ouch, not fun.
And they're not even married anymore. They haven't been married for years, and yet they're still like freaking really close.
Not fun. Sakura. I have no idea what a Sakura is. Oh wait, is that card captor?
Fireworks around him.
Gotta love this Bubba special.
Card captor. I don't know if that's what Emperor Snake is referring to, or Sakura from freaking
Bubba special. Oh yeah, not bad. I know you do, man. Yeah, I guess it's card captor Sakura. I have no idea who or what a Sakura is or what a card captor is.
Snake, is that what you're referring to? Are you referring to Card Captor, or are you referring to Naruto?
Suzuki from Rosen? I don't even know what that is.
Bishop, this is Winter. The first motion
is it wrong that I look at anime as primarily a female thing more than a male thing?
All right, just got the second sensor up
I
and
would
running.
give you a strange look.
Same here.
It's like
there's a lot of there's definitely like female oriented anime, and then there are other ones where it's like, dude, this is like total male fantasy fan service.
Primarily, like throughout most of my life,
Fucking Sailor Moon had like 5 different like beach episodes in every season.
Wow, 16-year-old girls. Oh dear.
Fucking Gundam had the first Gundam had a fucking beach episode, but the director fucking got rid of it upon further re-releases because he fucking hated it so much.
Like, the only anime I've really watched is Ghost in the Shell, and that's really all I need.
Yeah, because like most of the chicks that I've dated have been massive anime fans, so that kind of colors my opinion on anime. Outside of like a few from like the early 2000s.
It's definitely. I think it's definitely a case of like when you watch the stuff you watch. So like if you watch like a bunch of these anime, it's like, wow, these are a lot better than a bunch of the Western animation shows in a way.
I don't think I'd go that far.
Story-wise.
Thank you, Adventure Time, for ruining animation.
See, like, I don't know if I'd ever go that far. To me, anime is just a different form of media, and so it's just different. I don't think it's better, because, like, I would much rather watch Batman the Animated Series than Big O.
Oh, totally.
I just picked up the whole...
I love Big O, the fact that it's just like, it's basically Batman, but instead of a suit, he puts on a giant, he enters a giant robot.
Yeah.
I actually picked up the whole original animated series collection.
Yeah. No, but what I'm
Big
saying
O's
is,
worth
like,
watching, that's for sure.
There were a bunch of animes, like, a lot of them are more story-driven and all that stuff in comparison to, like, especially if like we're talking like the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a bunch of those cartoons were just more slice of life, just random like status quo. Like SpongeBob is like one of those cases. Like Plankton will never be able to win.
But see, like anime to me just has a lot of weird stuff to it. I'll be right back. Be entertaining.
Aka.
I'm not that entertaining, but I still almost have like 7,200 subs.
I'm only maybe a couple, like, not even 30 subs.
I only got that far because of a Pacific Rim game that actually, it died, but it actually came back, so I can't wait for it to come back in the US.
When I was talking about anime and all that stuff, I was just talking about like you didn't have many Western animation shows that like had kind of a overarching story, I guess. You didn't have like continuity and all that stuff in ways.
I have no idea how to get back to operations.
Yeah. You know, Akbar, thanks to fucking Love and Mercy, that I've actually become a little bit of a Beach Boys fan. I've got Pet Sounds, Smile, Surf's Up, and Sunflower.
I'm glad to help, but I'm not really much of a Beach Boys fans overall. More or less, it's just my mother was watching the film, and then I basically watched it with her. We caught it like on Stars or something.
What just happened?
Oh, Lotz left. Or did the game crash?
Oh, what's his name? I'm trying to remember his name.
We all got slaughtered.
He's AFK at the moment.
Yeah, Lotz is AFK. He left.
I keep forgetting it's pushed.
something.
I keep forgetting it's push to talk.
Okay.
But I understand why it's push to talk.
Apparently, everybody died, Lotz. So restarted it.
Everyone got fucked.
Spawn.
Yeah, I left it on push to talk, so there would be a lot of
Again,
cross-talk or
Wise Dragon,
cross-chatter.
Go ahead, but your funeral.
I'm trying to get it to where everybody can hear everyone. Original hardware... what was it? Only one date since 2002. That's... Let me put it this way. I've not been able to go on a date since 2014, so there's that.
Yikes.
I finally went on one date last year, and friggin' I thought it went well, but she was like, message, actually, I don't think it's gonna work, and she's like, well, we should get it after the first date, and not like dragged me along for about several months to the point of like, okay, I'm gonna get a wedding ring.
You'll get there, my dudes.
That's not fun. See, like, for me, it's just finding people who can actually last. I never actually got... Nobody ever did that to me, but it's like... Finding somebody that doesn't have any well, not too many problems.
No. There's definitely like some issues you can probably work with.
But, yeah. But I'm patient.
I mean, I haven't been on a date at all, so...
Wait, how old are you?
Like I said, you'll get there, my dudes.
I'm a quarter century into my life.
Okay, yeah,
25.
you're still
yeah,
fine.
You're basically like me, Joseph.
See, that's not too bad. I was friends with a guy once who was in his 40s and had not actually... Yeesh. So, and simped hard for this chick who basically just used him for money. So, let's put it this way. Even if you haven't had a relationship, there's a good chance you haven't had a bad relationship. So, you know, it kind of works out. Having no relationship is better than having a toxic one or somebody that just uses you for money.
For sure.
So...
But that's one of those things. It's like I'm certainly looking for hopefully a case where it's just like be like my parents or like some of my relatives and all that stuff that have had long relationships. God, last year fucking sucked for me.
Why is that?
I lost 2 of my grandparents.
Oh, that is not fun.
Okay, understandable.
Yeah, my grandmother on my mother's side, who'd been widowed since 2007, died back in April. And then I lost my granddad on my dad's side, freaking on Pearl Harbor.
Ouch. Yeah, my stepfather went back in March. It was really sad because he was still like, we all thought he was gonna recover, but sadly did not.
My grandmother went through like had post polio. She had strokes. Freaking she went through like a lot, and we honestly thought she'd make it this time, but she got a stroke when she was in the hospital, and basically nobody caught it throughout the night until it was like too late.
Not fun.
My grandmother fucking died like before my parents' wedding, which that really cast a fucking shadow over it.
Yeah, that's not a fun time. That almost sounds like something from a fucking anime.
I think it was like pancreas cancer or something.
Oh yeah, that's what took out my stepfather.
That sucks.
Cancer really hasn't gotten anyone close to me that I fully like. Of my couple of relatives that I real close ones, my grandfather died of heart attack and all that stuff. Is he drank like a lot. Like every time I came over for Christmas and all that stuff, it was like the fridge was like there was like a box, like a 12-pack of Miller Lights.
Yep.
Like all he was drinking was like Miller Lights and all that stuff. Which I'm just like, well, at least he wasn't drinking the heavier stuff as apparently I've been told he used to.
No
Yeah,
Peps.
whiskey's not that bad.
But
Yep.
no, my grandmother died of a. I mean, basically she had a stroke and then we had to take her off life support essentially.
Oh, that's not fun.
Yeah, that one was painful. And then my grandfather had heart issues. Like his heart had basically hardened, and he was on a pacemaker. And pretty much the pacemaker, like he needed it replaced. And essentially, it was like he still had a month to go before it would replace. And eventually, he couldn't keep going. But again, both. My grandmother, she had a heart attack literally like a few weeks before she died, before she had that stroke. It was a mild one. They cleared it out, and then we honestly thought she was going to recover again, because it's just like she's had some close calls in the past few years. So we thought she's going to get through this. No, I mean she came home, but then she had to go back to the hospital, and then she had the stroke in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And then my granddad, same thing, goes to the hospital. The freaking, they think, oh, he was getting better, and then took a churn.
Not to change the subject, but I just executed a Xeno.
How could you? We're gonna put you up on charges.
Like, my character put the pistol in his mouth and blew up the Xeno.
Well.
Now okay, I got a question.
Fucking core.
This will probably put some age. Did anyone used to watch Vine?
Yes.
I don't know what a Vine is.
Vine was like pre-TikTok stuff.
Yeah, but TikTok is
Vine, then Musically, then TikTok.
Yeah, but TikTok is controlled by the Chinese Communist Party, so I've not partaken in such a thing.
Wrists and use TikTok.
Yeah, I understand your concerns on that one, but no, Vine was pretty funny because like, did anyone ever watch Marlon Webb?
Yes, I did.
There was a thing where like he was like firing rubber bands, and like one of his buddies is like doing the cross, like making his final person. He straight up executes him with a rubber band.
Ouch.
Because
this game is not very good, but
the rubber band fingers, it's just like you position like part of the rubber band on your index and then your thumb, and then you can like shoot them off like kind of a gun.
Yeah, I never really did that.
So, and that was kind of the joke. Man, Marlon Webb, he had some really funny Vines. Like car commercials are so random, and it was just like this dude, like he's running out in the snow without his pants, being chased with a guy with a unicorn mask. There's this Asian dude with like a sword and all that stuff. It's like, behold, the new Nissan Maxima. How the fuck?
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, that's
okay. That actually took it.
Yeah, it was just so random. It's just like, well, how does any of these things have to do with the Nissan?
That's a very good question.
I have the smart gun, so if you guys don't want to get hit by aliens, you can just stand behind me.
Yeah, that works. I actually have to say this game is not bad for just yakking with friends. You can kind of turn your brain off and just shoot xenomorphs without really trying. So if you can get
it horrible.
If you can get like $1,
the smart gun just ran out.
I don't know. I don't really.
If you get cheaper for free and essentially play with buddies, it's not that bad of a game. It's definitely the single player or when it started. That's when it was worst, and that's what really killed it early.
And the writing is terrible. I mean, the baby Jesus. But if you can ignore that, then...
Oh, I forgot about that in your review.
Yep, the baby Jesus. It made me want to slip my own... Actually, I don't want to do that. Jeanette Vasquez. Or it's Vasquez.
I still remember when they were talking about this game. One of the female troops that was part of the story, like, you're actually going to care for this character. It's like, you barely see her at all, and then she got face hugger. And then
okay,
like, well,
see,
we know
like,
how this one ends.
That is not a selling point. You'll really care about... I don't give a shit about
It's
some
like
random piece.
It's like with Call of Duty Vanguard. It's like there's no. They were like talking at the panel or something. There's like no legendary COD characters. Like, what the fuck was Price?
Well, it's like
what the hell
Call
was
of Duty doesn't have
Reznov?
Call of Duty doesn't have a master chief. It's just like I honestly have the feeling that basically.
So.
Yeah, I know. I honestly have the feeling that like those people at that convention that said that, I think they were just getting paid to say that. It's just like, yeah, no, it's Activision. They just want you to forget about the previous characters, and they want you to remember these Vanguard characters. They are depending on it.
Exactly.
You got Alex Mason too.
And remember, if you're not a biologist, you don't know what a woman is. Okay.
Oh
And
yeah, of
wood.
course.
Oh yeah, fucking wood.
Yeah.
Frank, you can't kill me, Woods.
Just forewarning, I'm just about
unless you
ammo.
screwed up one of the things in Black Ops 2.
Oh no! If you only shot him like in the leg, he didn't actually die.
What? No, Wood. No, wait, that was Mason.
Oh,
No, that's Mason, man.
Yeah, I watched a full playthrough of Black Ops 2 because I kind of wanted to play that one, but I was just like, no, I don't want to get like the bad things and all that stuff because I know I'm gonna screw up. So I just watched somebody that did a playthrough of like best ending.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
they
what happened
start
when
playing in a band?
Wait, what? Who's gonna play
Yeah,
in a
like
band?
the good ending is they all play in a band.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that was one. That was one of the endings, and it's like, wait, what drugs did we just take?
I thought you said you were gonna start playing in a band.
It's,
Just like,
it's the
wait, what?
equivalent of a shitpost ending.
And Black Ops 2 is the game that, for some mysterious reason, is still $60.
Yeah, that's
I
ridiculous.
find a lot of enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, a bunch of those Call of Duty games still being full price to this day. It's just like that makes no earthly sense to me now.
I will not pay it. I will find other way. Oh wait, no. I pay twice the price.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's like, why is these games still so expensive?
Why is Call of Duty 1 and 2 $20?
Stupidity.
$60? Ha! I pay $120.
Now you guys sound like-
$60. I paid the zero.
Oh, this is a
paid-
cutscene.
I
wasn't
paid
paying attention.
$500 for the. I paid $500 for this knife I got on Counter-Strike.
You know, you'd say that as a joke, but with those fucking skins, people do spend that kind of money because they're fucking dumb. I mean, wonderful people.
I know, it's retarded.
They're whales. Piggy banks.
Yeah. The
Whales in video
Counter-Strike
games.
scene is definitely a whale thing.
Yeah, I want to have some more co-op streams in the future.
Fucking Angry Joe had a whole thing about one gun that was like worth $100 for a skin and one game. It was just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I would rather pay for paint.
Speaking of which, Diablo Immortal.
Oh, for fuck's sake, $640,000 for a max character.
And let me quickly correct you on that. That's for just one character, right? Not all of them.
No, I know, just one character.
Holy fucking shit!
Somebody will pay it. I guarantee you. There'll be some.
Why?
There will
Because
be.
they're idiots.
This isn't like the lottery or something. At least when you're paying like a shit ton for like the lottery, I mean, like, you know, cash games or something. It's like there's a chance you might win.
Somebody will pay it. I guarantee goddamn to you. There was an app for the iPhone called I Am Rich that cost $999. People bought it.
I thought it was exactly $1 million.
The funniest thing is,
I don't know. Maybe it was.
because of all the negative press, Diablo Immortal is really in a bad sort.
Oh yeah, epilepsy warning, by the way.
Oh, there was a funny moment that apparently one of those online Castlevania games for like app. I think it only came out in Canada or something. There was a great thing. They had to shut down because it wasn't making enough money because they didn't rig the system well enough to where you had to kind of spend absorbent amounts of money to progress. It was like, actually, you could get through this pretty darn well with just going free to play.
And the funny part is, my first instinct is the Simpsons joke of, I will personally spit in every 50th burger. Because the Krusty contest for the Olympics.
Yeah. I still love that one joke where it's just like, Krusty, what are you doing here? Isn't your show on? It's a rerun. They'll never catch it. Kids, I've just been informed the Falkland Islands have been invaded.
Alright, we're gonna go for another 20 minutes or so. It's a lot easier to do this with more people than just myself.
Are we like
I think it
halfway through the
also helps
campaign?
that you spend most of the time talking shit.
Pain.
Are we like halfway through the campaign already?
That looks more like a Praetorian.
I think
it
it
that
is.
skull. See, I don't have to just play with myself.
That sounds so wrong on so many levels.
That comes later.
Exactly. I'm just gonna make sure I have the low. Never mind.
I remember.
Okay, so we're officially done with phrasing. That's not a thing anymore.
Does anyone read?
Hey, I am. I don't identify as a phrase.
No, that's an Archer joke. It's like,
For anyone in the
phrasing.
audience, I'm just gonna chill here. Read Halo: The Fall of Reach. Fucking love
Yes.
that book.
Yes.
Like,
I have the visual novel of it.
Like, what's it called? My favorite fucking scene is Keyes doing his fucking maneuver. Fucking best chapter of the book, in my eye. It's just absolute Chad moment.
So, like, in my old fanfic that I wrote for Star Wars, in my old fanfic that I wrote for Star Wars versus Star Trek, one of the things I did in that was have Captain Keyes get rescued before he turned into a Gravemind, just so he could fight the Imperials and win. Ironically, a few years, actually many years later, there would be a Halo versus Star Wars fanfiction where they used Preston Cole against Thrawn, and Preston Cole kicks his ass. It's beautiful.
This is not one of those cases where
it's like poetry. It rhymes.
Some of you guys might not care about this, considering it was a crossover between Secret of the 327th is one of the greatest fan fictions I've ever read. It's a crossover between Digimon Tamers and Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and it is beautiful.
That seems like the weirdest thing ever, and I don't know how it would work.
It is weird, and it worked so brilliantly. There are just so many great moments.
It's like combining Alien and Pokemon. Just imagine if a Pikachu got face-hugged.
Oh boy. No, but seriously, there's some fun moments. Like there's one moment. I'll spoil some things. There's one moment where Jar Jar accidentally ends up somehow through sheer freaking insanity managed to take out an AT-AT. And Mace Windu just like looks at him like, "What the fuck?"
Oh yeah, that would be coincidentally, wouldn't it? Whatever.
Motherfucker, how'd you?
I'm too tired.
Agreed. I've been. I start work at 4:30 in the morning.
Then there's the fact that Jar Jar is kind of in a relationship with a duck woman, I think.
Oh yeah.
That thing.
And fucking Mace Windu kind of looks at him. He's like, "You're getting it? Are you fucking kidding me?"
There's hope for everybody yet. So
even Jar Jar gets some.
Well, geez, if he can get somebody, there's hope for lonely people everywhere.
Exactly.
There's all these.
Unless you're Thrawn, where you're so fucking committed to your job that love is not an option.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's just like so many. So many great moments that and then there are some kind of weird-esque moments, like a Terriermon is like really into Nightwish music, which I'm just like, I wouldn't think that Digimon. I mean, the cartoon, he's like really rambunctious and he's kind of wacky, and it's just like, Nightwish. I would not attribute that band and all that to him.
Yeah.
Hey John, you might want to slow down a sec. He's right next to you.
That's why I died. Yep. No, I'm still alive.
There's just a lot of great.
Doing some fanfic writing myself. It's like a lot of it is an interesting experiment.
Oh, I've been doing fanfic writing for a couple of years now. I love it.
So
it's good practice.
I've been doing a Bubblegum Crisis fanfic. I've kind of did like the classic self-insert, but I put like a really fucked up spin on it. The guy's only seen like one fucking episode.
I did self-insert. I did the cardinal sin of self-insert in Digimon, but I just fucking went with it. And I've gotten good praise for it, amazingly, because I went so far out of my way to make myself not a Marty Stew.
Same here.
Oh man.
I literally was just like so desperate. It was just like, okay, just don't go over the top. Just in some ways, my Digimon fanfic, it's like focused on the Digimon Adventure, the whole Adventure Saga, O2, Tri, and all that. But essentially, it feels a bit more like a novelization in ways. So I did change up quite a few events and all that stuff to basically like. There are some things like the fandom all disagreed about towards certain parts that I kind of fix.
Isn't if you think that's the way to go through here?
Interesting.
Probably, but it's multiplayer, so just kind of it's easy just to ignore anything. So like, you think that's. If you think that's bad, though, like self-insert, man, that Star Wars fanfic, when I first wrote it back in 2004, my self-insert character, oh man, okay, so imagine, if you will, be me. I am 18 years old, right? Not 18, 16, some whatever age, right? Did we all die again?
Yep.
And I was standing still, I just saw one guy get blown up. And somehow I got blown up.
I got blown up, then you got blown up.
That sounds about right. But yeah, I mean, I basically made my character not only have force powers, but like the nanosuit from Crisis, Mjolnir armor, all kinds of crap like that. So yeah.
So when somebody said Jar Jar has a relationship, that just brought up some horrible thought for Jar Jar going, "Me so horny."
We need not think about that, because that just seems unpleasant.
That's funny enough. That's the only thing people seem to remember about the second half of freaking Full Metal Jacket. Apparently.
Yes, that's true.
Oh.
Everyone remembers Gunny. They remember basic training about Full Metal Jacket. The second half of that whole film is just me so horny, me love you long time, and that's it.
I listen to that movie at work sometimes.
Like probably the second best part of the film.
I still remember Gomer Pyle blasting Hartman's brains out.
Oh yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio.
It was his chest, but yeah.
Oh wait, Pyle blew his own brains out. My bad.
He shoots Gunny in the chest, then he shoots himself.
I mean, if you had to use an M14, you'd do it.
So, if you want to know something funny about that movie, the guy who gets constantly shot at the end of the movie, close to the end, he was actually leaving that movie. So they did so many retakes because they were really spiteful about him having to go do a different movie. So they just had him do it over and over and over again.
No, it's because the production got delayed and everyone was, like getting their contracts re-signed, and he tried getting a boost in his pay, and Kubrick's like, "Oh, you want to be that guy?"
I thought he was also leaving the movie too.
Possibly. Who knows?
Possibly, but yeah, I've heard the story. He spent like 5 days getting fucking shot.
Yep. Oh, John, you just exploded.
Yep.
That's just one of those funny
Like
things.
the weird thing about Full Metal Jacket, you wouldn't know it was shot in fucking England.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was entirely shot in England.
Huh. That's cool.
I know,
we
it's
started the-
fucking weird when it's pointed out to you. You're like, how the fuck did they pull that off?
Oh, so I guess we don't go back.
A lot of those movies, you just like wonder, wait, where the freak did they shoot this?
You don't have to say where the freak. You can
2001
actually say
feels
fuck.
like it was shot in
This isn't
space.
middle school. It's not middle school.
This ain't a Christian Minecraft server.
Exactly.
Some days I just, sometimes I swear to earlier,
It's so weird to hear people say that when they're adults, especially when people who are older than me. It's like they'll say stinking instead of shit. It's like, just say shit. This isn't PG-13.
Unless you
Vagina.
have family that constantly complains about you swearing.
Well, I don't swear in front of any of my family members. I don't do that.
Yeah, no, I have to censor myself in front of my parents.
No filters.
No filter sounds like Frankie Boyle.
Oh my.
They would see that comedian.
Anybody know John Panette?
No, I can't say I have.
I mean, we talk the way we talk because we do not give a fuck.
He died a few years ago, but he was funny.
Oh, is he a comedian of some description?
Yeah, he was a little bit chunkier, but he was pretty good.
Oh crap! They're gonna immediately spot me. Yep, they spotted me.
I was thinking of Ralphie May for a second. I'm like, I think he's still alive.
No, Ralphie's been dead for years.
Wait, Ralphie May's dead?
McCartney's still alive.
Yeah, Ralphie's been dead for years.
Can we just stop for a moment and just think how General got blown up and I still survived somehow?
Hey, I took one for the team, man. I took one for the team.
Shoot, I didn't realize that.
Hey, someone had to be martyred for Cordes Dia.
Oh shit!
Oh, let's not go.
Shit! Run!
Hey Vasquez, have you ever been mistaken for a man? No, you.
Have you? Me and my dad
That
will
is
quote
the
aliens
fucking
all day
funniest
long.
line in the movie.
Yep.
Hands down.
But you know, she was actually Jewish.
Really?
Yeah.
Reminds me of Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. I think he's also Jewish. But you wouldn't notice because it's subtle.
It's just one of those cases where it's just like, look, are we talking like you consider yourself biologically Jewish, or you just practice Judaism?
Or do you pick up every piece of penny you find?
She was supposed to be like an actual Jew.
That's like the friggin' did anyone ever see Conspiracy?
I think Jack Kirby's Jewish.
Did you both die?
Yeah. Hey, well, that's why you're level 20. You gotta lead the team, man.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm
Rangers lead the
level.
way. Oh wait, wrong game.
I'm level 22, I think.
Yeah. Hey, I'm blaming the chat. I blame you, Wise Dragon. You hold me back, man.
I still find it funny you call me Darth Chokaniki sometimes.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
A few more extra moments for Secret of the 327 because there's just like so many good ones. Like freaking Ayla Sakura fights Asajj Ventress, General Grievous, and Count Dooku all at the same time, and somehow gets out alive and ends up getting Dooku and Ventress captured.
Ayla Sakura didn't even beat Grievous the first time she fought him.
Yeah, I think whoever wrote that really wanted some head tail. Never mind.
No, Ayla was essentially the main character of the story. She's basically the biggest connection between the Digimon and the Order.
Okay, I just can't take that seriously, though. Come on, the Digimon, it just sounds so stupid.
I know. He made it work so well, though.
The Digimon, it's like, it's bad enough. Let's set the chat to live chat instead of top chat. Live chat, there's less censorship. Oh, I did not even know that was a thing.
Ooh, I just found Hudson's rifle.
See, though, what I find funny, like, he just wrote his name on it. It's like super advanced. But it's like, it's just his name.
Hudson's rifle has 95 rounds.
It's like 40k. Since he wrote his name on it, it's magically can carry more. Even though it's supposed to.
I still like the fact.
Epic Jason, yeah, Digimon was Tamagotchi. It was basically Digimon was created as, Tamagotchi for boys.
But go on, Fireseed.
I still find it funny that out of all the possibilities we have for futuristic military equipment, we're still using VP-70s.
Yeah, and iron-sighted carbines. Where's the optic? Sig Spear, win.
Why is Hudson's rifle a 3-round burst?
Oh yeah, it's a good question.
Short controlled bursts.
Okay, so 3-round bursts.
The fucking M4A1A pulse rifle was literally a fucking Thompson machine gun with a shotgun taped to the bottom.
I still love that M5A1 from Resistance Fall of Man. It was a fucking 50 caliber, 50 round assault rifle.
Yeah, there's no way that would actually work in real life.
Wasn't one of the Resistance games one of the weapons was like a full auto M1 carbine?
That was the M5.
See, like, if it actually... Okay. There were full auto M1 carbines. They're called M2 carbines. No, legitimately, that's not a joke.
I remember that from World War II.
I love some of the weapons from Resistance, especially some of the Chimera weapons, the freaking bullseye where you can just like tag a target and you can shoot anywhere, or the freaking auger where you can shoot through walls. That was pretty cool.
See, that just doesn't make any sense, though. I mean, like, that's very much a video game sort of thing. That's another reason why I think it didn't get that successful, because it just didn't take it seriously enough.
They're a freaking alien race that freaking used to be on Earth and all that stuff at one point in history, like millions of years ago. It's just... I don't know how they quickly built up, like, all the weapons and all that stuff, but, yeah, it's just...
Makes more sense to the fact that there is actually a Sturmgewehr that actually has a curved barrel to shoot around corners.
It could be worse. We could have had a Transformers movie set in Vietnam.
That would have been hilarious.
No, I just have the mental image now of fucking Bumblebee torching a bunch of Vietnamese people with fucking American
soldiers. Oh, that's a dark
soldiers.
image.
Sounds like me when I was playing Payday 2 last night.
I'm guessing these are an alternate people because they're called the Vietnamese now.
But, yeah, we gotta go rescue Haley Reid. That's a pornographic actress that's way too skinny to be attractive. Oh, never mind, that's wrong. That's objectification.
Like, no joke. Playing Payday 2 last night, all everyone could see was fire.
Really objectifying about women that are, like, super, really skinny and all that stuff, because I'm just one of those people. It's like, look, there's a thing going too far both directions. Being too skinny is not healthy. Being too overweight isn't healthy. I got no problem with women that are full body, though.
Yes.
Shit, that used to be attractive in, like, the Victorian era, for crying out loud.
The thicker the better, but, yeah, I mean...
But I'm, like, taking, like, cases of, like, friggin' my 600-pound life for Mama June.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God, we don't need to think about that. That's just...
TLC.
TLC is all about
Honestly, I'm ready to go down there with a shotgun.
I'll be perfectly frank that anything on TV is primarily just for the elderly. I know that might sound a bit offensive, but it's... Oh yeah, Reed is a female. I will admit, that 3D model looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't get half these shows. I mean, some of the half these reality shows they come up with.
Yeah, but it's only just for...
There's the thing, it's not reality.
Yeah, they're all actors. And that's the thing that people don't get. Like, I try to explain that to people. It's like, these aren't real people. But it's like, well, they are real. No, they're not real people. They're actors. They get paid to act over dramatic, and people eat that shit up.
Yeah, like Duck Dynasty. It's like, yeah, no, it's the Robertsons are real, but a lot of the stuff they're doing throughout the show is just like, look, it's just like, okay, here's what we want you guys to do today. Just, you know, act like you would, you know.
So
Precisely.
the 1,000-Pound Sisters, if you know who they are, they actually had a YouTube channel.
I did not know that. I didn't even know who they were.
Didn't that TV show wind up getting canceled?
Nope, they're still on.
Yeah. And hello,
Yeah, one of them
Monsoon.
was gonna wait, I think.
Yeah, the one who is still massive refuses to lose weight. But they had a YouTube channel. There was a video that they made that got put onto a cringe compilation where they did Chubby Bunny.
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, don't think about it. It's disgusting.
I'm just getting flashbacks to, you know exactly what I'm probably thinking of. There was a, it's a certain musical note, and it's just like definitely shock humor. I still remember an old Smosh video where it was just like my grandpa's dirty secret, and it's just like, there was no treasure after all, you idiot. Oh, check out this video I found on the internet. 2 girls, 1 cup!
Oh, good lord, not that one.
That's
Anyone
over
remember
10
Austin
years
Powers?
old.
I love Austin Powers movies, yes.
Fat Bastard will always be my favorite character.
Oh, freaking, I haven't seen my Willie in 18 months, which is long enough to declare it legally dead!
You really are
18
a fat
years.
bastard.
18 years.
No, it was like 2, no, I think it was like 2-3 years or something.
I want
It's a
my
Praetorian.
baby back ribs. I want my baby back ribs. Chili's baby back ribs.
I'm higher on the food chain.
Get in my belly.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Get moving on, Neil. We'll handle off at ops.
Did you just soil yourself?
Maybe.
I think one of my favorite moments from the Austin Powers trilogy, though, has to be when Dr. Evil and Scott were on Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You were born in your mother's beep 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 beep.
How about Goldmember?
My Schlinky was a key.
Well, Carrie Fisher was in one of those.
Yeah,
Hey, you stupid assholes! How would you like a smoke and a pancake?
Wait,
what about that that connection we made in the group? I had the group liquidated, you little shit. They were insolent.
A pipe and a crepe, a small bong and a prince.
I always preferred Dr. Evil to Austin Powers anyway. Austin Powers is kind of boring to me.
Oh, they did like a car commercial with Dr. Evil with Scott and his baby.
Yeah, not too long ago.
That was this year.
Huh. I did not know that they
fucking
bring it
hilarious.
back.
They got.
And it's really hilarious when you
Leslie Shagwell.
that
I don't
Dr.
know who she
Evil.
was.
It's really funny when you consider that Dr. Evil and Austin Powers are played by the same guy.
Well, yeah.
So is Fat Bastard and Goldmember. They're all the same.
Yeah, it's all Mike Myers.
Sort of like an Eddie Murphy sort of thing.
I gotta turn your volume up, John. I can barely hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good. It's probably on my end.
Maybe I just wasn't sitting close enough to the microphone. I was kind of sitting back.
There's one thing that's pretty funny about watching the Austin Powers movies is that.
And hello, Hoodie Man.
Is that essentially you watching it, and it's like if you've watched like a bunch of the Bond films.
Yeah.
You were at 58%. Now you're at 200%. I can hear you clearly.
200% awesome. Wayne's World 1 and Wayne's World 1 and 2. It's like see, like I'm tired, so my brain stopped working. I can think of the scene. It's like it's not product support. It's like product placement. God, product placement. Nalgene, my favorite water on the city. No, it's not really.
Being drunk and tired, I feel like, is worse.
When you're drunk, your brain gets around more than Mae West.
Who?
I have no idea.
If we're talking about Mae West, she was like this.
When you're tired,
She was this
your brain gets
sex symbol of like the 30s and the 40s.
No.
No wonder I don't know who it is.
It's
when
also
you're
a
tired,
Vampire
your brain feels
Masquerade
like Carrie
reference.
Fisher on cocaine.
I do not. I don't drink, so.
Okay, well, Jason, pretty much almost everything was better than Casino Royale. And when I say Casino Royale, I meant the 1967 parody version they did.
Oh, I was about to say the book or the novel or the movie.
No, there was a one in the 60s that they did that had like Woody Allen, David Niven,
Orson Welles.
Yeah, it was a parody of the book and all that stuff because Eon Productions couldn't get the rights to. Apparently, could not get the rights to Casino Royale, even though they got a bunch of other Ian Fleming books.
I was about to say, is that the reason why Dr. No was the first Bond film instead of Casino Royale?
Yeah, it was there. Yeah, they were done out of order and all that stuff. There were cases like where because like Dr. No and all that stuff. It's Casino Royale. It's like Bond was dealing with SMERSH, which was the Soviet military intelligence sort of situation. And then in the films they did Spectre because like they had already done Thunderball, the book, which led to that crazy thing with Kevin McClory because some other guy, and Fleming, they all got drunk at GoldenEye one night, and then they were like tossing around ideas. They wrote down it, but nobody wrote down who came up with what when they came up with Spectre and GoldenEye. Spectre and all that.
Yeah, GoldenEye's the satellite.
And speaking of which,
GoldenEye was also Fleming's Jamaica estate.
Oh.
Speaking of which, has anyone read the Young Bond novels?
No, I have not.
Neither have I.
I
didn't know there were any.
I read a couple of the ones that came after in the 80s after Ian Fleming died and all that stuff, and they were like kind of bringing it back, like License Renewed or The Man from Barbarossa.
The Young Bond books are actually pretty good. The first 6, I believe, in the series take place during when Bond was a student at Eton, and then later on it's some other shenanigans. But it does kind of it does the typical spy thing kind of believably for someone like Bond as a teenager. Even if some things are like, okay, how can this kid endure so much and not be like a corpse?
Yeah, that's definitely
mentally off the rails.
I think From Russia with Love was like trying to prove that theory of like how much pain a man can suffer.
I think it's one.
Off the rails. Sorry.
And then the novels, it's like how much pain can a teenager handle?
Reading those 80s ones though, like License Renewed, Man from Barbarossa, a couple of those other ones, it's just like while reading it, my mind is totally just Timothy Dalton.
James Bond Jr., where it's apparently his nephew or something because he did some nasty in the pasty.
Ooh, fun. Are these two like
I
inside
love
each
that
other?
episode. I love that episode. Fry, do you remember the braids? It's because you lack a delta brainwave when you perform certain actions that made you your own grandfather. I did do the nasty in the pasty. Verily, and that past nastification.
Tis now your present.
So like, why didn't Reed and Bella get it on? I feel like I'm kind of cheated there.
Good question, because they were...
Probably because I was firing in their ears.
How could you? We could have had some lead. Never mind.
You robbed us.
City of Angels epic. I never even heard of that.
One more thing I will say about the Young Bond novels is that half of the series was done by one author, and then the other half was done by another author. But there was some parts from later books that was criticized from the original author.
I hate it when that happens.
It's kind of like reading the Silmarillion in a way. It's like, okay, wait, which parts of these are J.R.R. Tolkien's and which ones are Christopher's?
Because, like, Charles Higson, the author of the first group of Young Bond novels, stated that in one of the novels it was revealed that Bond's parents were spies. And he didn't like that because he felt that that was a trope that was done to death.
Yeah, totally. Well, your parents had the luxury of dying in a climbing accident.
Hudson's rifle holds 95 rounds, but I hate that it's 3-round burst.
Yeah, it's actually kind of obsolete when you consider that 3-round burst got discredited like 10 years ago.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah, it never worked right.
2010.
Well, I'm dead.
God, those were weird times.
Yes.
Praetorian over there, by the way.
Ian McCullum, the clan McCullum, has some videos on that.
Yeah, I didn't realize this till like way later though, but
John
it was like when I was scrolling through the cast list of Transformers Prime, I realized fucking Breakdown and Arachnid were both from Firefly.
You know, everybody loves Firefly, but I've still not seen
Gina
it.
Torres.
What's the one Transformer that's a Spider Woman?
Oh,
Arachnid.
I still love this one thing I saw. I think it was like I don't know if it may have been who's that like I think he's like Asian. He's Asian descent. He does a lot of voice work and all that stuff on Twitter, on YouTube, and all that stuff. He does like a lot of anime, gaming.
Oh, the Poset or something, whatever it is.
Yeah, him. Yeah, but it's just like she opened the fridge. We have orange juice. We have orange juice. We have Coke. We have Dr. Pepper. We have spiders. We have milk. Spiders. It is then.
Oh, jeez.
Spider milk. That sounds very strange.
And I can't and I can't remember where it was. Somebody animated the tweet of like she feeding Optimus Prime like a glass full of spiders.
Oh god.
Okay, we got the power loader. This was utter crap. All you do is just kind of
Praetorian versus power loader. Epic
Well,
battle of the century.
From what you said in your review, you let go of the controller and it still squeezed his neck.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that again. But it's just so stupid. It's like, I'll smack you. And now I kind of died. I'm not sure how.
Like, this one thing that actually, it actually kept me up for, a few nights is, do we actually know Arachnid's final human kill count?
No.
Because, we don't, but it, given the way, she is, she's she loves the thrill of the hunt and all that, I'm willing to safely assume it's either within near 500 or 1,000.
Humans or Transformers?
Humans.
Get over here, Praetorian.
If it's Transformers, it would probably be close to it. It would probably be impossible to count. That war claims so many fucking lives, it's not even ridiculous. It's not even funny.
It's not even ridiculous, huh?
Here's the thing, the Cybertronian War was essentially the American Civil War in reverse. It was the lower class rising up against the higher class. Which makes Optimus look kind of like a douchebag when you think about it.
Did he just headbutt you?
Yeah, to a certain extent. But 4 million years of endless conflicts.
Yeah.
What were those one games that was some time ago? It was pretty cool. That was first half of it is you play as the Decepticons, and the second half the Autobots.
War for Cybertron?
War for Cybertron.
Yeah, that's how I played it. That was pretty cool.
Oh, broke his back.
The guy who voices fucking Megatron in that, just pure fucking testosterone in his voice.
Please tell me you got that.
Yeah, I did.
That was cool.
Okay, I gotta mute so I can do the cutscene.
We disagreed.
She tried to pull rank and leave you for dead.
Look, everyone calm down. I was scared. I'm just a pilot, but as lieutenant, I have to make a call.
We don't leave Marines behind. That supersedes rank.
Hey! Can we not do this out here?
Bella, we cannot risk the lives of multiple Marines to save one. We understand what you're going through, but it's hard to trust someone who won't be alive in a few hours.
Fuck did you just say to me? You know, I was gonna save this last bullet for myself.
Whoa! It's fine, we're fine! Just put it down, Bella! Bella, put it down.
Beta.
You pointed a gun at a superior officer.
Last I checked, your orders were to put one in your skull should the time.
Stop it! Just, let's get back to operations, alright? God damn it, you two!
Sulaco Actual, this is Winter. We've recovered a few Marines after getting the comm tower up. On our way back to you, over. We're falling apart.
Also, Durag Dude is the biggest beta who ever beated it up. Just saying.
I understand that our circumstances are exceptional. I lost 300 of my people in the last days, so take me at my word when I tell you I'm feeling this too. Reed, Bella, Bury this shit and move on.
Permission to...
Shut up. You made the right call and you know it. And we're done talking about it. You two, front and center. So these two lunkheads come to me to authorize what amounts to a suicide mission into the heart of the Wayu facility to try and extract that thing from your chest. We're spread thin as it is. Too many Marines unaccounted for.
Sir, if you'll just listen to what...
But I'm authorizing it. On one condition.
Sir?
There's a manifest of all personnel in the facility. Send that back first. Then go get that thing out of Bella.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
There's a stable of Hadley's surface crawlers. Take one and make sure you come back alive. All of you.
Permission to accompany them on the mission, sir.
Denied.
I want to go.
And I want my pilot to stay alive and get 100 Marines back off this planet. This is not a conversation we're having.
Look, you don't owe us nothing. Just get everyone else out of here so we can take down Wayu. Just stay out of the way.
All right.
English audiences to begin with. I feel like the English dub probably did cut out a bunch of stuff, you know?
I just forgot that I wasn't pressing the button to talk.
Oops. All right, well, we're actually done for the day. We have gone through remarkably a lot of the game in 2 hours. Man, this is a short-ass game. But until then...
with friends.
4 fucking hours!
Exactly. And
Worth
so,
it.
I am GeneralLotz, and we're all going to wish you good. Anything but this, or whatever, makes you happy.
Peace out.
We're on 4 Bella, which is halfway through the